gotta say, that's actually some pretty good luck then if you got a Pikachu in a dress, though.
Yeah, it's like called the Bell Pikachu.
Ah.
She's very cute.
Well, welcome in,
Oh, what the heck?
everybody. Yeah, we just started in. Welcome in, welcome in.
Hi.
Don't mind us, we were just talking about Pikachu in a dress.
Yeah. It's very cute.
Yeah, mostly because she caught one. Didn't even think they would get you Pikachus in a dress.
Yeah, it's a blue dress, too.
Okay, that makes the most sense.
It's Boo.
Ugh. I don't know who likes blue more, you or Eliza.
I don't know.
Well, not unless you want to go back in time and ask her yourself.
I don't know. I kind of went crazy on blue for my debut.
I know you do. Well, actually, no, I don't. I just assumed.
No, because you've been intentionally avoiding spoilers.
I know, but I also know that you love blue so much.
I love blue. Yeah, I definitely went blue.
You like blue, you like owls, and you want this prince to finally notice you, but he's too much of an idiot.
My life is so hard.
Uh-huh. Not the guy who literally got stabbed in the back by a quote-unquote chosen one and a wizard and then just, you know, vilified for the rest of his life.
You don't understand. I have to deal with a crazy queen who like hates me and wants me to die because I like her son and her son likes me. Or maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I don't even know if he likes me.
Man.
I sent you a picture of the Pikachu in a dress.
I saw it.
She's very
great. Banshee's right. Your life is more interesting than Cable.
Yeah.
Before you ask, Banshee's the codename the Dark Elf calls herself.
I see.
Yeah, when we go on missions, I'm Rafe, she's Banshee, my apprentice is Zephyr, stuff like that.
That's an interesting way to handle things.
Well, you can't exactly go, hey, Joris, in the middle of a mission.
I mean, I don't go on missions, so I wouldn't know.
You're the lawyer, I'm the mercenary who had to play prosecutor for a while, don't ask.
Yeah, it's fine, no worries.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say one thing, though. I do not want to go back into the fake court playing prosecutor again, okay?
Oh, yeah, no, I don't blame you. It's pretty bad.
I will not elaborate, chat. Just forget I even said it. But speaking of being a prosecutor, you want to tell them what we're doing today?
We're being a prosecutor.
Oh my god, I can't.
For witches.
For a murder trial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, seriously, I just gotta bring it up. I know you're used to it by now, but why the fuck did they not give you the evidence until the day of?
Oh, that shit sucks. I don't mind.
Why don't they do that? That shit was sucked. That shit sucked even in Ace Attorney. That shit, like, oh my god.
Draw it out. They're just trying to draw it out. Mm-hmm. More drama.
Boy,
pretty much that. Mm-hmm.
I thought normal court was bad. That shit took me what, 2 months for one single trial?
I don't know though. I'm pretty. I've heard from lawyers from the human world that that Ace Attorney doesn't go hard enough. Actually.
Well, yeah, that was 3 days. Oh, actually, did you see that
I mean,
one?
like, apparently the cases are crazier.
In real life?
Compared to Ace Attorney.
I feel like that's because of a censorship issue, if you know what I mean. You know, an age rating thing and all that.
Maybe? I don't know, but I've been talking to some lawyers and they said they were talking about the parrot, the parrot, the episode with the parrot. What the fuck episode is that? Ace Attorney?
The last one of the first game.
Yeah, that one. So, they said the lawyer actually said that shit actually fucking happens, stuff like that,
Oh, I
where they
know.
have a fucking parrot and use it as a fucking witness or some shit.
Oh, I know. Didn't that happen with like Al Capone, or was it another mafia guy?
I don't know. I haven't seen every court case, but I've heard that apparently that's factual.
It just looks
Like
ridiculous, but if there's any way you can get info, they're gonna do it anyway.
wild.
Just cross-examining a parrot. I would like to sit in that courtroom and just see that happen.
So, Juris, I have a silly question for you.
Go ahead.
So, which of my outfits will you be the most sad about going away?
I'm afraid to ask which ones are going.
All of them.
Oh. Do you want the legit answer, or do you want the in-character pervy answer?
I mean, you're free to give me both if you like.
Not gonna lie, the Traveler is probably my favorite, and that's probably the one where you're the most covered up.
No, my goddess form is the most covered.
Your goddess form is the most covered? You got
Yeah.
a ton of cleavage going on in that one.
No, but you should. Let me swap.
Oh.
I am super covered up in this.
And the Traveler one is also pretty covered up.
Mostly, except you can very much tell that I am not wearing.
Look, why bother? It was either going to be me or Celtra ripping it off at that point, and you know us.
Yeah.
Yeah. As for the pervy
Oh, so
answer,
no.
the ballroom.
That's fair. That's a solid dress.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, the outfits are all still canon.
I know.
They're not going anywhere. They're just not going to be on my model.
Man. But I've been hiding from seeing spoilers. Aren't your tits getting bigger too anyway?
Yes, my boobs are getting and my boobs have gotten bigger every single version.
I swear to God. I'm not complaining, that's awesome, but you know. But anyway,
Yeah.
shall we get started? I believe we are back in the courtroom. We are in the courtroom.
We are indeed in the courtroom.
Hope Stillwood's okay, though.
Yeah, me too. I kind of like her.
You like her because she's basically the anti-Edgeworth, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh well. Time to replay prosecutor. Court is now resumed in the trial of Beatrice Frege. Let us review yesterday's proceedings. There was much debate over William Frege's inheritance. More specifically, it was unknown whether the defendant had any claim to her father's inheritance. The detail was crucial in determining whether the defendant even had a motive to commit the murder. Luckily, the victim's will was supposedly read earlier today and is now part of the public record. What were the results of Will's reading, Mr. Cuthbert? William Frege was planning to leave all of his assets to Jada von Sanctus, his hopeful son-in-law. However, this was predicated on the condition that Jada married the victim's daughter, LaFay. And it's clear that Miss LaFay will never follow through on this engagement. Good. Good. I know technically that I count under kidnapping the royal, but that same shit almost happened to my apprentice, Rena.
Yeah.
And then her magic act up and kind of spoiled the whole thing. Why she got locked away.
Crazy.
So, am I still wrong for taking her away to teach her magic so she don't blow shit up by accident?
I mean, I definitely think it's right to train somebody in magic if they don't know how to control it and you have the ability to teach.
Yeah.
Hello, Amatron.
Welcome in. You missed us talking about a bunch of stuff. Particularly about our re-debut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I kind of need her to learn under a few more people. So hopefully we just stop her going, damsel, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know what her family been teaching her, but man, I've never seen a doormat that much.
Eh.
What? Oh, ponytail. You're not gonna grab it, are you?
No, that's only if someone likes that.
Good. I don't.
I don't pull unconsensually.
Alright, good. Do you consent if I put a leash on you later tonight?
Leashes are fun.
If the engagement is not made in 6 months, William Frega's assets will be divided among his 3 daughters. I see. So there was no mention of the defendant's disinheritance. Correct, Your Honor. This means that the defendant did have something to gain from the victim's death.
Your Honor, despite the confusion around the victim's inheritance, there's very little physical evidence that implicates my client.
May I remind you that Miriam Frege was not telling the truth in yesterday's proceeding? That itself is a seemingly suspect.
Sus. And William Frege is clearly not above manipulation and lying. You can't prove that by she knowingly gave false testimony.
I'll admit that I can't prove that. I'll also admit that there's a lack of apparent physical evidence to substantiate our case. Which is why the prosecution would like to call Harold Harrelson to the stand. Lord Harrelson? The sword of spell eating clearly plays a large role in the murder, and its theft is one of the few pieces of physical evidence in this case. As the gallery's curator, I believe he can further elaborate on how the sword was stolen that night. More specifically, you can find out about what he did on the night of that murder.
Told his monkey to steal his sword.
I see. Well, the court will definitely benefit from his insight. Bailiff, please escort Lord Harrelson to the stand.
Bring the dog!
What dog?
The dog. Tracker.
Do you really want to let loose a wild dire wolf into the courtroom?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough, that'd be funny as hell, but still.
Hell yeah, would it be? Anything's legal if it's funny in Fae Court.
I swear, you guys have a kangaroo court, and I'm pretty sure it's not even for law. You just guys find it funny as hell.
I mean, that's how Fae Court law is. If it's fucking funny.
So, me disintegrating some of those Fae was funny to you guys?
That depends on who you're speaking to. If you can argue that it was fucking funny.
Okay, last week I did disintegrate one Fae, but it turned out it was some baron from your quote-unquote prince's, like, other... Not family, but the ones they don't like. I'm pretty sure nobody called me...
Owen has so many cousins and relatives, it's hard to keep up with all of them. I couldn't tell you.
So I don't know if I accidentally killed one of his cousins and that made me an enemy, or it just made me an ally to them. I don't know at that point. Royal families are weird.
Yeah, they are.
We want the throne. Wait, what do you mean this random sorcerer is burning things up? How could he? While he gleefully tries to hold back his laughter.
A lot of his cousins are really hot.
Hey. Well, I guess a few of them are kind of on fire right now.
Not that kind of hot.
I don't know. They were smoking.
Yep. Anyway.
Oh, come on. I got one more fire dad joke I can do.
No. Ah.
What? You're gonna not grill me on these kind of jokes? Okay, that one sucked. I'm sorry. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Of course, my name is Harold Harris. I forgot what voice I did this guy.
I don't know, some creepy old man voice.
Of course, my name is Harold Harrelson. I am the owner and the curator of Harrelson's Hall of History, located in Homerith. That's quite the alternative occupation. Harold, could you please testify to the court about how you discovered the sword of spell eating was stolen? If it will help.
I was keeping an eye on my gallery's exhibits when I realized that my familiar hadn't returned. I called to him telepathically, but he didn't respond. I became worried, so I went around the manor to search for him. About an hour later, I returned to the gallery and discovered that the exhibit that held the sword of spell eating was completely destroyed. The artifact was missing, so I reported the crime to the Knights of the Ball and they activated a discreet lockdown. Luckily, we found the sword and my familiar later that night.
So you went to search for your monkey and that's why you didn't witness the theft?
Yes, the thief was probably waiting for me to leave. They must have wanted to commit the crime without anyone seeing them.
Or his testimony's completely full of shit. His search for Eugene must have been a cover that he's using to hide his actions that night. So how do you prove that? So, what do you think we should do, Rena?
Press everything.
Of
first.
course you do. Are you referring to Eugene? Eugene? Eugene Harrelson, Your Honor. It is the name of the witness familiar.
Yes, Eugene is a spray orangutan monkey. He helps me with the day-to-day.
I see. Anyways, you said that you hadn't returned. Does that mean he left you earlier in that night?
Yes, he always likes to explore large buildings like Frega Manor. But he usually doesn't leave for that long.
I called in telepathically but didn't respond. The lockdown didn't start yet, did it? I don't believe
I
so.
don't think so.
Yeah. Did he typically ignore you like that?
Sometimes. He's a young boy, so he likes to have his privacy. I try not to pry him.
He's a monkey and a familiar. Anyway.
I don't know how familiars work, to be honest.
I mean, I suppose JMS does have his own personality and everything. He's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Always telling me to study. Rena, why don't you study? You need to study more, Rena.
Now, I gotta explain to a lot of people that Theodore isn't a familiar. I don't think you can have a capybara as a familiar.
You can have any type of animal familiar.
Yeah. I literally just picked him up one day and I just made him my pet.
Yeah, that depends. Like if you found him, he's probably not a familiar. If you conjured him, then he's a familiar. It was one of the first things I did. One of the first spells that Alcida taught me was how to conjure a familiar.
Oh. That's the first spell?
Mm-hmm.
The first one Uros taught me was anything elemental related because that's basically all around you.
Yep, nope, familiar summoning.
Especially water, because that's basically like the go-to anything someone needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I wrote that.
I tried not to pry, but I was wary what would happen if a noble or knight came across him. He usually knows not to bother people, but you never know what might happen. I became worried, so I went around the manor to search for him.
You left the gallery room?
Yes, as I said, I was worried that something would happen to Eugene.
Where do you go during your search?
Eugene usually knows to stay out of people's bedrooms, so I went downstairs and searched for him there. I checked the bathroom, sitting room, the coat room. Then I finally checked the kitchen and the pantry. He might have gone there to steal some snacks.
But you didn't find him in any of those places?
No, I didn't.
About an hour later, yeah. If I recall correctly, the glass was completely shattered. This is despite the presence of several abjuration spells that protected it.
Yes, it would have taken an extremely powerful spell to break it like that. As you saw, the glass display was shattered into shards.
Unless Harold had a way to dispel that magic, a powerful mage must have destroyed it. Perhaps Harold had Beatrice shatter the glass before she went to the ballroom? The sort of spell eating makes it weird or immune to magical effects. What use would the lockdown have been?
Honestly, not much. The wielder would have been immune to anti-magic fields and the spell that prevents people from leaving. But at that point, the King's Guard just wanted to activate it for good measure.
Yes.
His statement just now is missing some details. But what details should you ask him to elaborate on? How did we find the monkey, or how did we find the sword?
I mean, Tracker found the sword.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe the sword's the question. How did you eventually find the sword on spell eating?
The King's Guard and I slowly and carefully checked every room in the manor. After about an hour, we finally found the artifact under the bed of the defendant's room.
That must be where Tracker hides the sticks when he finds it. Now that you think about it, he's probably the one who stole Celeste's sword in the first place. Anyways, that detail could be extremely important. Please add it to your testimony, witness.
Harold.
Yes, of course, Harold.
Okay. He said that he went around the manor to look for a Eugene. Do you think he's telling the truth?
Maybe, but his so-called search for Eugene could have given him a good excuse to not be seen by anyone. It's a decent alibi, if not without its flaws. You just need to poke some holes in that alibi.
So his alibi was that he was searching for the monkey.
Yeah.
You want to go and press him on the
This one?
No, for Eugene, for when he's looking for the monkey. Not press necessarily. What do we have that can refute that?
What do we have? I mean, there's the dog, but I don't think that's gonna be as much help as you could think.
I'm not sure, but the dog did find the sword though. And we can relate it back because they found the sword in Beatrice's room, and we've used the dog. I don't know if that's the actual thing that we should use, but it does correlate.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the spell that was temporarily disabled.
Yeah.
We should present this evidence, but specifically when he mentions that it was broken.
Let me see.
Because he talks about it being broken.
I returned to the gallery and discovered that the exhibit that held the sword of spell eating was completely destroyed.
See if you can present the fact that the spell was disabled.
You mean the security?
Yeah.
Objection!
No. No, that's not it.
It's gonna be used somewhere.
Yeah.
What was the next one after this?
The artifact is missing, so I reported the crime to the knights at the ball, and they activated a discreet lockdown.
I could have swore that was gonna be useful.
Why don't we keep pressing this one? As you know, the Kingsguard found the sword of spell eating in the defendant's room. The statement just now is missing some details, but what details should he elaborate on? How did you find Eugene?
Oh, I guess you have to do both.
How did you eventually find Eugene that night?
After an hour of silence, he finally responded to my telepathic messages. He met up with me in the gallery before he went to the search for the sword.
So this would have been after the theft was reported.
Yes.
He would have to pick up Eugene after he murdered Lord Frege. This must be the alibi he's using to account for the time no one could see Eugene. Anyways, the detail could be extremely important. Please add it to your testimony.
Harold.
Yes, of course, Harold.
He says they went around the manor to look for Eugene. Do you think he's telling the truth?
Maybe, but his so-called search for Eugene gave him a good excuse not to be seen by anyone. It's a decent alibi, if not without its flaws.
Just... No.
What do we got that's evidence?
He said he met up with him in the gallery?
Yeah. Eugene finally responded to my telepathic message. I met up with him in the gallery room before they finally found the artifact. Lockdown system covers the entire manor. Once activated, magic barriers that prevent anyone from leaving or teleporting. In addition to this, it covers the entire anti-magic field. All magic effects are nullified and disabled. However, anyone physically or magically connected to the sword of spell eating will be immune to the effects of anti-magic fields.
Wait, so if it's magically too, because Eugene would be touching the sword, and if Harold is touching the sword with Eugene, that he's also not impacted.
Wait.
Right? Because if you look at it, it specifically says connected either physically or magically.
Yeah.
Just very interesting specifics.
Anyone physically or magically connected to the sword of spell eating will be immune to the effects of anti-magic fields.
Which is why I'm saying it should transfer to Harold if Eugene is holding it.
Let's see.
Wait, they found the artifact before they took down... How did he get in contact with Eugene? Did it say that he was in contact with Eugene before the field went down? Go back to his wording.
I became worried. I looked around. I called him telepathically, but he didn't respond. I became worried, so I went around the manor to search for him. About an hour later, I returned to the gallery and discovered that the exhibit held the sword of spell eating was completely destroyed. The artifact was missing, so I reported the crime and they activated a discreet lockdown. Eugene finally responded to my telepathic message. I met up with him in the gallery before they found the artifact.
Before they found the artifact?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have removed the anti-magic field before the artifact was found.
So you think it's the lockdown system we should present?
Yeah, because he wouldn't have had to. He would not have been able to do that. He wouldn't have been able to do. He wouldn't have been able to do the spell.
Ah, okay. Harold, you found Eugene before you went to search for the sword of spell eating. That would mean that's happened while the lockdown was still active. Am I correct?
Yes, as much as I was worried about the artifact, Eugene's safety was far more important.
That's the thing, Harold. You said that after an hour of silence, you finally received a telepathic message back from Eugene. Hey, fucker.
Hi, sweetie. What?
So that leaves one question. How did you communicate with Eugene telepathically if you were both in the anti-magic field?
What? What do you mean I give people the worst voices?
What? How dare you insult our very poor voice acting skills?
Wow.
What? You gotta be willing to laugh at yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I do pretty okay for myself.
Harold, in response to the theft, the Kingsguard activated the lockdown system to prevent anyone from leaving. The same lockdown system would have placed an anti-magic field over every inch of that manor. The field should have suppressed the telepathic abilities given to you by familial bond. You wouldn't have been able to speak with Eugene at all. Mr. Cuthbert, are you accusing the witness of lying in his testimony?
Please, Cuthbert is blowing the entire thing out of proportion. Anti-magic field is a resource-intensive spell. We can't assume that they managed to cover every inch of the manor. Especially the areas that would only be accessible to a small animal.
Miss Tamura, let's assume that Eugene managed to reach some sort of blind spot in the lockdown system. The magical telepathy guaranteed by a familiar bond connects two people. Even if Eugene wasn't affected by the anti-magic field, Harold would be.
That's very true. So how did I hear him that night?
There's only one answer that makes sense, Harold. You did hear Eugene telepathically, because Eugene was wielding the sword of spell eating.
What?
I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but are you saying that the sword of spell eating was stolen by the witness's pet monkey? I am,
Familiar.
Your Honor. It's the only way the witness testimony makes sense.
Oh,
She doesn't have a rebuttal. You should push this while you still have a chance. Harold Harrelson, you were the one who stole the sword of spell eating, weren't you?
And what reason would I have to steal something that already belongs to me?
It was to take suspicion off of you because you were the one who had William Frege killed. You staged the robbery and used the sword of spell eating to make Eugene invisible. Then you sent him through the manor's ventilation system, all so you could have him murder William Frege in his study.
hold on, Cuthbert. I suppose you just can't stop yourself from pursuing a lying witness.
It's what I do best, Miss Tomoya.
Of course. Witness, do you have anything to say in your defense?
It's quite obvious, but I completely refute the prosecutor's allegation.
He's misguided, but he's just doing his job?
Ooh.
You were expecting his thoughts to be hostile like before. Huh? Considering the last time he kept insulting us in his thoughts, this one seems like the most tame.
Yeah, interesting. Then, do as you refute your statement about Eugene telepathically speaking with you.
I know better than to lie on a oh wait.
I know better than to lie on the stand to try to save myself. I can't explain how it happened, but I stand behind my testimony. Eugene did telepathically contact me during the lockdown.
Oh, he doesn't even know. That might
Oh.
actually be a problem.
Oh, he doesn't know that he didn't know that the monkey stole the sword, maybe.
Wait, so he doesn't know how to telepathic communication happened?
Hmm.
Perhaps he overlooked it when he was planning to murder Beatrice?
And that's your position, Cuthbert, that a witness sent a monkey to murder William Frege.
It may sound ridiculous, but it's the only thing that makes sense. Or do you have evidence to refute that, Miss Tamura?
No, I fully and wholeheartedly agree with you, Cuthbert.
Wait. I actually forgot we're the prosecutor.
Oh shit.
What? Oh shit, I just read that too.
Rena, do me a favor and do that voice whenever we talk from now and also step on me, mommy.
Shit. Mr. Cuthbert, did you forget you were prosecuting Beatrice Frege?
I thought you said I gave horrible voices to characters. That would contradict your statement, Mark. Your Honor, even as a prosecutor, it's clear that Cuthbert just can't stop himself from finding the true culprit.
Wait! I also meant to say that the defendants conspired with the witness to commit the crime!
Oh, really? Didn't you do have any proof of this conspiracy to commit?
Oh,
Of course you don't.
But even so...
But let me assume that you have the evidence to prove your statement. Your act of intentionally made her pompous and bitchy accidentally made her a deal woman. If this was really a plot formed by my client and the witness, what would my client even contribute to this plan?
Well, if you like her way of acting, you should check out some of my other streams on my YouTube, Mark. Particularly anything that has Rena on the front picture. Especially your Ashley or your Princess acts.
Oh, those are fun.
Yeah.
From what you said, the plot is completely carried out by Lord Haraldson and his familiar.
Well, the glass. How would he need... Shit. He would need a powerful mage like the defendant to break the sword display case and stage the robbery. Oh, it's a shameless plug because it is my own stream. It's
So
also
her contribution to the murder was breaking some glass.
it's also a shameless plug because I'm using the thought of Rena playing other characters than my own acting.
I love doing the voice acting stuff. Makes it fun. I don't know, a lot of people really liked me doing like a Fropey like voice for Iris.
Ah.
A lot of people kind of liked her froggy voice that I gave her.
Mm.
Saltro raid!
Oh, finally these damn things work.
What?
No, remember the things haven't been working for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally got it fixed.
Oh,
Also,
cool.
let's give a shout out to Celtro.
Your name is getting cut off. Rena's dream job is literally just voice acting. Yeah, honestly, voice acting and streaming and doing art, that would be a
Hey,
dream.
Solus, welcome in. Whoa, that's a second raid already.
Holy boops. Yeti and Celtra were playing together. They were playing Peak.
Oh, so it's like when we do Core Keeper.
Yeah, we just, we multi-raid. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta wait for a minute.
Yeah, it takes a second.
Yeah.
Hello!
Collab
Collab.
Joris. We were peeking so
Yeah.
hard.
They were peeking so hard that I got like 4 clips.
Oh, I gotta ask you, Solus, which ending did you go for? Because
It's mommy.
if you like ask me and Rena, I chose Verso, she chose Mael.
Yeah. I had mixed feelings.
He chose
About-
Mael.
Yeah. I had mixed feelings about it.
What, Mael's ending?
Yeah.
Honestly, when I chose it, I chose Verso because I thought, if this happened to me IRL and something of mine was keeping... Oh shit, that's spoilers, but... I'll talk about it later. I don't want to spoil it because it's still kind of new for people.
Yeah, I try to leave it vague that I just had like mixed feelings about they were peaking so hard my internet couldn't handle it and I had to dip immediately after saying hi.
Oh, wow. Maybe I could shout out now. Ugh. Nope, another 9 more seconds. Shit.
Mark cannot handle the Celtro and Yeti. Yeah, it's too much meat to handle.
Well, you like to handle a lot of meat.
I know, Mark couldn't handle all that meat. Gotta get some practice in there.
You're now playing X-Men. Which X-Men?
There you go.
There we go. Anyway, shall we continue?
Man,
Did
I
you read
kind of
this?
miss playing Ace Attorney. Yes, I did play this night.
Alright. X-Men's Legends 1.
Melons and cake. Yeah, I get you. I get you on that one. And can you prove she did so knowing that it would somehow lead to her father's death?
You might have gotten a little too eager to prove Harold's guilt.
The physical evidence against my client was almost non-existent in the first place. Meanwhile, Runa prefers fasting. I'm a hound dog.
You're a horn dog.
Damn.
Am I wrong?
Can't deny it. Ass and titties. Ass and titties.
Joris is a corn dog. Anyway, Rena, you lied?
Ooh, hold up, because I had Celtra stream up. I had to close it because I didn't want it multiple instances.
Ah.
Okay. Alright, I fixed it. One sec. Meanwhile, no, I read this.
No, I just clicked
Right?
on it.
Okay.
No.
Meanwhile, it seems the prosecution has just brought forward physical evidence that implicates Lord Haraldson. Physical evidence that is supported by his own testimony.
Okay, even he is confused as we are. There has to be some explanation for this. Like, he doesn't know what's going on.
They're gonna make him the scapegoat. Cuthbert, didn't you ask me for something yesterday? If my client didn't kill the victim, then who did? I suppose I should thank you for finding the answer.
Damn it! All you did was make it more difficult to prove your case. But Harold has to be involved in this. You weren't wrong about that. Only Eugene would be small enough to traverse the air vents. So isn't there anything else you can use? With the threat of indictment, Harold must be stressed. It's gotten you out of tight spots, but we can find evidence in his mind.
You can use every trick you have, Cuthbert.
By the way, the Ruby woman is technically my mentor. We're actually going against our own mentor.
The Ruby woman is clearly bitchy and pompous and has great tits and wears heels. Hell yeah, she does. I love her. She's like she's like my favorite character in this.
I thought it was Steelwind.
It's kind of like a toss-up between those two.
Alright.
Ruby's pretty fucking awesome. Yeah. It won't help you.
Ignore her. Calm your mind. Focus the Eye of Horus on him. You have to find something, anything, that might tie the murder to Beatrice.
Naught can remain concealed.
The sword. Obviously, that's a good start.
Yeah, good start.
Can't believe that one of my... Oh, wait. I can't believe one of my artifacts was used to commit a murder. It's completely disrespectful to the culture and history behind it.
What? He's speaking as if he truly had no hand in this. But that can't be true, can it? What? Dog.
What? Why am I thinking about this?
Hey, it's not gonna... Rena Celtra. Want to hear my least favorite thing Disney ever did? It'll make you go, you know what? Yeah, Mark's taste in women explains a lot. Yes.
Go ahead. The monkey.
Yeah, I guess the monkey.
Eugene, just what were you doing that night? Did you really wield the sword, if only for a brief moment?
Wait, he should have known exactly where Eugene was that night. Why would his thoughts say that?
They gave Sharpay character development. Sharpay. Ooh.
Familiar Bob might be a good start. Oh no, that's the same thing as
sword, monkey,
Maybe the lockdown system? Oh, his security system.
Not one, but two artifacts were stolen during the Lord's Ball? I never expected anyone to completely bypass the security system like this.
Well, he's speaking as if he truly had no hand in this. But that can't be true, can it? No. Wait, this was stolen, remember?
Yeah, it was stolen. Oh, I know who you mean. I know who you mean. I had to think about that for a second. I don't think I've watched the most recent High School Musical.
Okay.
The armbands of intellect are still missing, but I inspected it closely before the Lord's Ball. They were still there when I moved them to Frege Manor. Someone must have stolen it during the ball.
Right. You never did find out what happened to the armbands. Could there seriously be a second thief there? No.
Map?
I don't know why the map. Doubt the will.
I don't think I would know. Maybe. Can you do character profile and do Beatrice?
Let's try.
It's surely a shame that Beatrice was driven to flee from her own family. If only I introduced myself to her, perhaps we could find a solution together.
He doesn't know Beatrice? But how? She planned a murder with him. Unless... What?
Ooh.
What's going on? He's speaking as if he really had no hand in this. You can guard yourself from the eye of horrors, but you can't lie to it. And if that's true, were you wrong about Harold's involvement? Is he really innocent?
See anything, Cuthbert? Your Honor, it's clear the prosecution has nothing left to argue. There's very little evidence implicating my client, and there's far more likely suspect in front of us right now.
Yes, I must agree, Mr. Boyer. At the very least, I see no reason to prolong this trial any longer. Wait! Beatrice couldn't have personally done this. Discounting the fact that she's completely blind, she was the two princess for most of the night. So who actually killed William Frege in his study? Think about this. The reason why you suspected Hero in the first place was because of what Tracker said. Tracker's vocabulary is primitive and limited. He uses the word rat to describe small creatures that hide and act suspiciously.
But even if it wasn't an actual rat, it couldn't have been human, right?
You're right. It would have been a small animal. A small animal with the strength and dexterity to traverse a small air vent while holding a sword. Tracker definitely saw some kind of animal. Why was it somebody else's familiar? No, I don't think it was another familiar. We haven't seen one
the
yet.
options are another familiar, and Eugene Haroldson.
It's gotta be Eugene. Right, it had to be Eugene. Tracker found the sword in the hallway. And Eugene couldn't have communicated with Harold unless the sword protected both of them from the anti-magic field. But why did Eugene just happen to be there in the hallway? That also doesn't explain why the sword spell eating was even there. No, Tracker said that Eugene came out of the vent on one side of the hallway, then he fled to the air vent on the other side. Even for a small monkey, those vents would be extremely cramped. He wouldn't have entered those vents out of mere curiosity. You know that Harold didn't participate in the murder, but did he know that what Eugene was doing that night? You don't think he was acting to frame him, do you?
I don't know. I don't think
he would. They're doing it of their own free will.
Yeah, I would say it's probably his own free will.
Eugene was acting on his own free will. That's the explanation that makes the most sense. But how? And why? Harold is the only person that is magically connected to Eugene. And even if Beatrice somehow got Eugene to follow her orders, she wouldn't have been able to direct his actions telepathically. Beatrice couldn't use any other conjuration spells that contact him either.
Oh, I also appreciate the fact that they came out with a lot of Ace Attorney-like games.
Yeah.
I do plan on going through the Danganronpa series at some point, though.
She was also in the anti-magic field when she was with Aster. So if Eugene was the one who murdered William Frege, was he acting independently? No, that can't be possible. The plan required knowledge of Frege manor ventilation system. It also involved murdering William Frege during the lockdown, destroying his will. Eugene might be smart for monkey, but a normal monkey wouldn't know how to identify and destroy the will. Even Beatrice had somehow trained him to do all this beforehand.
Dibs on doing your male voices for the game. I don't know, you might have to fight Selcher for that. I'm pretty sure he wanted to do that too.
I got it. The monkey was wearing the armbands of an intellect. No, it couldn't be.
I discovered that the armbands of intellect were stolen as well. And unlike the sword of spell eating, we still haven't found the armbands.
Look at the glass where the armbands used to be. The thief didn't shatter the glass.
Exactly. Moreover, the armbands were actually replaced with a very well-made replica. The magical locks on the case can be disabled.
How are they normally disabled?
They can be turned on and off using a spoken password.
How many people know this password?
Only myself. I personally oversee the transportation of the items when they're moved.
Only Harold knows the password, but someone could overheard him saying it. Someone that's constantly looking over his shoulder.
Evil monkey. Harold Stowe Williams sounds like fangirls about dreams.
You made some ridiculous statements in the past, but there's no way the judge will even entertain this theory. You have to be smart about this. Your Honor, I think there's one more witness that can clear up this discrepancy once and for all. I believe he can prove the prosecution's case to the court.
The dog? Is it gonna be the dog?
Really? Frankly, I find it hard to believe. Please trust me, Your Honor. There's an element to this that we're all aren't seeing. And it's one that no one will believe.
Oh, what do you have planned now?
Very well. I'll give you one last chance, Mr. Cuthbert. But know that if your next witness fails to unveil any new information, I won't hesitate to end the trial. I understand, Your Honor. So I'm going to need you to bear with me for a moment. Why? Your Honor, the prosecution calls Eugene Harrelson to the stand.
Oh, the monkey.
Their faces. Never mind. I retract my earlier statement. I'll be passing my verdict. Wait, just bear with me for a moment. Mr. Cuthbert, I should find you in contempt for even suggesting this. Do you honestly think I'll allow a monkey to give a testimony in my courtroom?
God, it sounds pretty out of there even for us.
I like to remind the court of the nature of Harold's bond with Eugene. Eugene is a familiar. This means that Harold Harrelson can speak with him telepathically. But this is absolutely... Show me the law that says an animal can't give testimony, Your Honor. It may be unprecedented, but it's not against the law. Very well.
Your Honor, you can't be serious right now.
Reno, imagine if I pulled this shit off in the fake court. What would they do?
Oh, they'd fucking allow it. they have spells like speak with animals, so.
Sad thing
And there's
is,
actually very smart animals in the Feywilds. Some of them can speak.
and you talked about it earlier about actual lawyers using parrots in court testimonies.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Imagine somebody brings up their pit bull and it gives testimony. I mean, obviously it can't talk, but it like barks.
Oh
yes,
no,
and...
they'll use fucking speak with animals.
I'm talking about a
spell.
normal one, but you know.
I mean, a normal one can be affected by speak with animals.
All right, read what
It's a
this says.
spell. I read that.
Okay.
Are you actually going along with this?
Oh, Mr. Mora, I am looking for any possible reason not to entertain this. But Mr. Cuthbert has a point. There is no laws against... Okay, I stopped doing his voice because can you blame me at this point?
I shiver just thinking about my last owlbear encounter in the Feywilds. Whew! Fucking owlbears, let me tell you, those are fucking beasts. Don't fuck with them.
I have no choice
They
but to
will
oblige
murder
his
your
frankly
ass.
insane actions for now.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's not if this will reveal anything.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but... Bailiff, please escort Lord Harrelson's monkey to the stand.
Witness, please state your name and occupation to the court.
I could do without the sarcasm, Miss Tamora.
Okay, do a dumbass fucking voice for this.
Yeah. Eugene is monkey.
Bailiff, make sure the stenographer gets heralds and translations.
You can't see the armbands on it right now, but you must be of normal intelligence now. Although, how would he even wear them? Perhaps he held them in his hand? They only require physical contact after all. Eugene, did you steal from the gallery on the night of the murder?
Thankfully, my AC kept me.
I'm not even gonna bother saying this.
Still scary. Come on.
Really? You want me?
Be a dumb monkey.
Yeah, you might want to word it a little bit differently just to avoid issues.
The animal monkey. Be the stupid, fluffy animal.
Just say, come on, just do the animal voice, just to be safe, so no out of context would fuck you over.
Do the dumb animal voice.
Rena, no, seriously, just say do the dumb animal voice, so we can avoid any out of context bullshit later.
I said do the dumb animal voice.
All right, good.
That's what I said.
Fine. Oh boy. Am I really gonna act like a clown for views? I mean,
yes.
We're VTubers. We do that anyway.
Look at that little guy. Look at him.
No. Celtro, do you want to hop in to do the voice? Wait, that's not an invitation to actually do it.
I think the dog would have been better for Celtro.
Great. All right. Ook, ook, ag, ag.
Oh my god, what a dum-dum.
Really, Rena?
Eugene never steal from Harold. Eugene respect Harold.
Then you'll have no problem testifying about where you were during the Lord's Ball. I can't believe I let you convince me to permit this.
Eugene explore house. Eugene look for new place to play. Eugene also look for spiders. Spiders, yum yum. You think Eugene steal the armbands of intellect? Eugene never steal from Harold. Harold friend. Eugene always Harold friend. Apes strong together.
He thinks that he's an ape? He thinks Harold is an ape? Wow, you did it, Cuthbert. You blew this case wide open. Is this really gonna help us?
Look, you'll just have to trust me on this.
I trust you. Maybe.
That sentence sounds like it turned into a question at the end. Well, we better cross-examine the monkey. What is my life at this point?
I don't know. Talking to dumb animals? You talked to a dumb dog, and now you got this little fucking guy.
I wasn't accusing you of anything, Eugene. Perhaps you accidentally locked the case and took them thinking they were some sort of toy. This could be an honest mistake.
Eugene not dum-dum. Eugene knows how important artifacts are to Harold. Eugene never take from him.
Interpret?
Objection!
Wait a minute. Eugene, I asked you before if you stole anything from Harold's gallery.
Eugene, no. Eugene would never steal from Harold.
Cuthbert, don't waste our time by having him repeat that statement.
That's the thing, Miss Tamora. That's not the same statement he made in his testimony. I asked the witness if he stole an artifact from the gallery. I never mentioned the arms of intellect. Ook?
What are you talking about now? He somehow knows about the armbands.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah.
The witness lacks the understanding to differentiate between artifacts. It's very clear, it's just a simple mistake.
It's not just the fact that he named the wrong artifact, Miss Tamora. It's the fact that he used its actual name. I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean, Mr. Cuthbert.
Your Honor, animals can't speak the same way that humans do. Even when a telepathic link is established, the vocabulary is extremely limited.
Wait, Jagger called this sort of spell eating a stick before. It was hard to understand what he really meant.
Exactly. So that raises the question, how did Eugene know that they were called the armbands of intellect? Wait, how did he know? The armbands were stolen during the Lord's Ball and replaced with a well-made replica. If he had worn the armbands when he was sneaking around the vents, he would have never had the opportunity to put them back. The armbands are still missing. You know what I know what it is?
What?
It's under his hat. It can't be. Is he really? The armbands were designed to be worn by humans, so Eugene couldn't wear them on his arms. So where would he hid them? You initially thought that he carried them in his arms, but there's a far simpler explanation. Eugene, do you still maintain that you didn't steal the armbands of intellect?
Eugene told you already. Eugene never steal from Harold.
Then I suppose you wouldn't mind taking off your hat?
What a dumb thing.
He's doing the anime pose.
He is. The dumb glasses up pose. Are you serious right now? You don't think that he's wearing them right now, do you?
It's the only thing that makes sense. The armbands were taken on the night of the murder, and they are still missing. If Eugene did indeed steal the armbands that night, he would have never had the opportunity to return them. He had no choice but to continue wearing them until the investigation was over.
Things did not go according to Keikaku. This is absolutely ridiculous. You're spinning a fairy tale. Do you honestly expect us to believe that a monkey increased its intellect beyond human limits?
If I'm wrong, the witness can easily refute my theory by removing his hat. Well, what's it gonna be, Eugene? You see him fully break character when he slowly but silently lifts up his hat.
No. You can't be serious.
Everyone can see it plainly. He's wearing the armbands like a crown on his tiny head. From out the hat, you see him pull out something else.
A pipe.
He's pulling out a pipe. Well done, Mr. Cuthbert. I shouldn't have underestimated you.
What the fuck? Is he a mafia boss? Or
You!
serious?
This is probably a blessing in disguise. Disguise. I don't think I could bear debasing myself any longer.
Objection.
Objection, Your Honor.
On what grounds, Miss Tamura?
On what grounds? Everything about the situation is objectionable.
I don't know what to say at this point. What do you got, Rena?
Damn. No one would have guessed that. It's downright absurd.
But, Miss Tamura, we can't deny what's clearly in front of us.
Ugh. I was not ready for today.
That's no longer the what's going on. That's the I need a beer look right now.
Yeah, I could use a fucking drink with this shit.
I need a really big potion for this one. And by potion, I mean 5 shots of rum and 3 shots of vodka.
How is he even talking right now?
Scholars believe the humans and apes evolved from a common ancestor. Perhaps all apes can speak the common language under the right circumstances. Evolve, please. I've observed your society. I think calling humanity evolve is quite generous.
I like that he's got like this dumb voice and it switches to super fucking like serious. This can't be happening.
Well, are you all done gawking at me like a bunch of simpletons?
Simpletons? Wait a minute. It's quite difficult to separate myths from the actual historical accounts.
Right, I remember encountering a similar problem at the Imperial Academy.
Ah, you must be quite dedicated to your studies.
Rude, but you suppose that can't be helped.
How is the monkey thinking that?
Every insulting thought that you've seen from Harold, they weren't Harold's thoughts at all. They were Eugene's thoughts. He's been wearing the armband since you first met. But I still don't understand. Why would you even take the armbands in the first place? I'll admit that the Lord's Ball was one of many occasions. The first time I touched them was due to sheer chance.
You put them on by accident?
My unawakened self was enamored by its glittering sheen. I merely wanted to touch them, but when I first held them in my hands, I experienced a sense of clarity that I never felt before. I was afraid of what I experienced, so I left them alone. But as I returned to my primitive lifestyle, I couldn't stop thinking about what I felt that day. You were hooked.
On phonics.
I wouldn't quite phrase it like that, but I suppose you're not wrong. I already knew the password to Harold's Vault, so I'd come in from time to time to indulge in the armband's power. But the more time I spent with my awakened intellect, the more I crave its power when I had to put them away. And that's when you made the replica. While no one was watching, I devised a plan to discreetly take the armbands. Harold would have eventually discovered that they were stolen, but he would have concluded that a noble from the Lord's Ball took them. Because of the pressure that he was receiving from the crown, I'm not proud of what I've done, but I never expected things to reach this point. I didn't expect someone to steal the sword of spell eating as well. And I certainly didn't expect the murder to happen that night.
So you still maintain that you're innocent?
Of course I do. I stole the armbands, but I did not murder William Frege, nor did I take the sword of spell eating. Allow me to elaborate.
Ooh, maybe there was another familiar.
I'll admit that I took the armbands and replaced them with a replica, but I was not the crook who stole the sword of spell eating. The thefts were completely different from one another. The display case for the sword was completely shattered. I spotted the sword when I was exploring the manor. It was lying in the middle of the hallway. I wondered why such an important artifact would be lying there, so I took a closer look to inspect it. That's when I heard Harold called out to me telepathically. The sword must have protected me and Harold from the anti-magic field. I wanted to take the sword and return it, but a wild dog chased me away from the scene.
He has a point. You didn't need to shatter the display case of the sword.
Yeah, he already knew the passwords. But Tracker said that Eugene was the one who dropped the sword. Furthermore, he escaped into the air vent that led to William's study. His actions that night were definitely not as innocent as his testimony implies. He must have lied somewhere.
I don't know, it's pretty believable to me.
It is, but there's definitely got to be some sort of, like, contradiction somewhere. Seriously, though. Display case was the sword was shattered. Let's start repressing this. I got a feeling for this one. But that location was near the Frega's bedrooms. Don't tell me that you... What do you take me for? I know what a bedroom looks like, and I'd never enter one uninvited. Then why were you there in the first place? I was coming back from the rooftop garden, but I suddenly felt something interfering with my armband's magic. The anti-magic fields. Yes, I was worried that something had happened, so I made my way back to the gallery to meet up with Harold. I see. Could you please add this to your testimony? Very well. The sword must have protected me and Harold from the anti-magic field.
True.
I spotted the sword while I was heading back from the rooftop garden. It was lying in the middle of the hallway. Let me see the maps again. So that's the second floor. But it was around here, wasn't it?
That it was in the hallway, right?
Yeah. Wait, the dog's testimony. Read this. He saw a flying rat come out from the northern air vent. Tracker barked at this rat and scared it away. When this happened, the rat supposedly dropped the sword. And the northern air vent will be around this area. And this is where the rooftop garden is. That's the west.
Yeah.
You think it's the dog's testimony?
Possibly, yeah.
Eugene, I'm sure you're well aware of this, but the best way to lie is to hide a false detail within many truths. And what are you trying to insinuate, Mr. Cuthbert? You said that you were heading from the terrace to the gallery. Did you take any detours? Of course not. With the armbands nullified, my intellect was slowly fading. I wanted to return to Harold as soon as possible. Witness, I would like for you to take a look at this floor map of Frege Manor. This is the location of where the wild dog found the sword of spell eating. Still, tell me, Eugene, how did you spot the sword of spell eating when it was hidden in the hallway north of Beatrice's room? Nuts!
Why are you nitpicking such an insignificant statement? He probably just got distracted and went down the wrong hallway.
Mr. Mora, Eugene came from the rooftop garden, and he was adamant that he went directly to the gallery to reunite with Harold. Even if his intellect was muddled, he was intending to reunite with his worried companion. He definitely took the direct route, but if he did, he would never have been able to see into that hallway. I see your point, Mr. Cuthbert, but what does that mean? It means that the witness lied about where he was before he discovered the sword of spell eating. He wasn't coming from the rooftop garden. He came from the air vents in that specific hallway. So why were you in that hallway, Eugene? You lied in your testimony. Was it because you wanted to hide where you really were doing that night? Admit it, Eugene. You snuck through the air vents to avoid detection. Then you used the air vents in that hallway to break into William's study. After that, you murdered him using a letter opener, didn't you? That's not what I was there to do. No, I didn't mean... Order! Order in the court! Witness, is this true? Did you break into William Frege's study during the lockdown? Yes, I did enter his study, but not for the reasons you think. William Frege was already dead when I got there.
What?
What did you just say? It's true. Do you honestly expect us to believe a story like that? How could someone else have killed the victim before you got there? Tracker took the sword of spell eating, and you were the only intelligent creature that could have walked through the air vents. I understand how unbelievable and suspicious it sounds. Why do you think I lied in the first place? But it's the truth, Mr. Cuthbert. You have to believe me. You don't see any contradicting thoughts through the eye, but that hardly absolves him of guilt. But could he really be telling the truth? If that's true, that only brings you back to one question you've been asking since this all began. Who really did this? Okay, Eugene, let's assume you're telling the truth. Do you actually believe me? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You're still my only suspect for this. But I know better than anyone about jumping to conclusions. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. I see. However, if you want to absolve yourself, I need you to tell me about what you really saw that night. There might be something, anything that might point to who really did this. Very well. I'll tell you what I saw. Although, I doubt you'll believe me.
Look at that guy.
What, the monkey with the pipe smoke?
Yep.
I discreetly made my way to that hallway through another air vent. I exited the air vent in the hallway and tried to leap to the other side. I'm not sure if it was my waning intellect or my desperation, but I collided with something that I didn't see. It fell to the ground and found a sword of spell eating lying next to me. I wanted to retrieve the sword, but that wild dog forced me to retreat. After that, I continued to make my way through the study. And that's when I found William Frege. He was dead on the floor, lying in a pool of blood. And as if blessed by the Scale Lord himself, I found the will that he was drafting, so I destroyed it. Frankly,
It
Mr.
does.
Harrelson, I found that story very difficult to believe. I assumed as much, but you know what they say. Truth is stranger than fiction.
Isn't it more likely that you murdered the victim? You're clearly trying to cover up what you did by saying that he was already dead. Honestly, I really don't know what to think.
Is he really telling the truth? That's what I'm curious about. What did he collide into?
Something he didn't see.
I thought monkeys were extremely dexterous. Are you just clumsy? I have impeccable dexterity! Sounds like you struck a nerve there. I must have been muddled from losing the armband's magic. I'm still trying to figure out what this is.
Yeah.
But I collided with something that I didn't see.
Somebody that was invisible?
Invisibility?
Yeah.
Hold on. Maybe you're onto something. Objection! No, music playing.
No, but I really do think he collided with something that was invisible.
That's what I like to think what it is. It's not the lockdown system.
Who has the illusion magic? Who owns that spell?
It doesn't say, though.
I know the familiar bond is both LaFay and the other one has it.
Illusion. Let's see. Beatrice has it. Actually,
It's just
Beatrice
Beatrice,
is...
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Beatrice is the only one that has it.
It's definitely Beatrice. Unless I'm wrong, which is it's possible that I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, let me keep going to see what else is there.
Mm-hmm.
A tree, but the wild dog.
Press everything, I guess.
Yeah, but I want to get to this one. The fact he found the will and destroyed it. So you were the one who took the will. I've been trying to find it. What did it say? I was pressed for time, so I didn't read the entire document. But I found an order to his executor to defund the Haraldson Hall of History. Since he went out of his way to specify that on the current copy, I concluded that his former will didn't have that addendum. So you could save Harald Museum by making sure it never got submitted for probate? Anyways, do you have the will with you? My apologies, I crumpled up the will into the ball and ate it, and then I left the room before my intelligence was completely gone. Ugh. You're really hoping to see if William followed through on his threat.
He seems to be telling the truth this time.
I agree, but we still need to be sure. You should carefully inspect and press each statement. Alright, let's press each statement. But why were you there in the first place? It all began when William Frege got into an argument with Harold. The Cur wanted to defund the prestigious Haraldson Hall of History. I knew a man like William probably had many secrets, so I devised a plan to break into his study and find something that I could use to blackmail him. As you know, there's a small air vent in the hallway, and it is connected to William's study on the ground floor. I wasn't aware that William was planning to stay in his study all night, so I thought I could look through his documents without anyone seeing me. I suppose that does make sense. Is he really telling the truth?
What happened to you when you tried to leap into the other air vat, Eugene?
We did that one already. Fell to the ground, I found a spell. How did you know it was the spell of sword eating? When I held it in my hands, I felt my intelligence return. But I also heard Harold calling out to me telepathically. He was clearly growing worried, so I knew I needed to move quickly. Did this wild dog have a white coat of fur? He did. Are you acquainted with him? Something like that. Well, next time you meet him, tell him that I do not appreciate being called a rot. I am a proud orangutan. You can understand him? I've picked up a little of the canine language throughout my life. I'm also fluent in squirrel and pigeon.
Damn.
I can also speak owl, but I admit it's barely a conversation. Oh,
Wow.
he's not gonna like JMS, is he?
No, he will not like Mr. JMS.
As much as you want to test the validity of those claims, they're not relevant to the case.
What happened to when you entered the study?
That's what I found. Oh, this one.
It seems awfully convenient that he was murdered before you arrived.
I know how it may seem, but I'm telling the truth. And do you have any explanation for how these assailants broke into the study without the sword? I unfortunately do not.
Please, it's obvious your testimony doesn't match up with the evidence. Whoever did this either entered to the vents or they used a sword to nullify the lock. And your own testimony states the sword was abandoned in the hallway.
Doesn't match up with what you thought happened, but it does really contradict the evidence you have. Anyways, what did you do when you discovered the body? I knew it was only a matter of time before someone discovered the body, so I quickly searched the room for something I could use. It's hard to believe, but you can't see any direct contradictions. Should you press him more? But what if he's telling the truth? If Eugene did do this, your next course of action is clear, although it still wouldn't explain how Beatrice fits into this. You recall? Huh?
She made herself invisible.
Tracker, you said you had the smell to see where the rat was, and when he dropped the stick, you were finally able to see him? Does that mean you couldn't visually see him before he fell down?
Yeah. Yeah. Tracker couldn't see the rat with his eyes, so Tracker used his nose to see it.
He was invisible.
Gene, when you were carrying out of your plan, did you turn yourself invisible somehow? No, I hardly had the means to. And even if I had somehow convinced Harold to cast a spell on me, he doesn't know how to cast invisibility. Very few mages do. Right, you recall Era saying the same thing during the Nightgrave trials. Only a master of illusion magic could do that. That's how you the first thought Beatrice was involved. But if Eugene is truly innocent, did she turn someone else invisible? But if that's true, you're back right where you start again. Now think through this. Eugene's testimony fills in a blank that's been missing. I fell into the ground and found the sword of spell eating laying next to me. How did you know it was the sword of spell eating? When I held it in my hands, I felt my intelligence return, but I also heard Harold calling out to me telepathically. He was clearly growing worried, so I knew I needed to move quickly. I wanted to retrieve the sword, but the wild dog forced me to retreat. After that, I continued to make my way through the study. What happened when you cross-referenced that with Tracker's testimony?
That's when Tracker smelled flying rat. Tracker could smell where Rat was, so Tracker barked at him. Tracker must have scared Rat because he fell onto the floor and dropped his stick.
So
A
where
different familiar?
did it lead us?
I mean, the thief dropped the sword
Yeah, that makes
in the
sense.
hallway.
The thief dropped the sword in the hallway. But how does that make sense? Did they hid the sword there like you originally thought? No, the hallway was close to the gallery. There was plenty of better places to hide the sword. If that were for Tracker's taking, it would have been found even sooner. Thief must have accidentally dropped the sword there. This can only mean one thing.
The thief was the murderer.
Sneaking through the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
No, the hallway leads to Bath.
Out of?
Outside
William's
of
study? Yeah.
No, that leads towards the Bath.
From?
Through, on top of, outside of, under. The thief was walking through the hallway. No.
Breaking into William's study?
The thief was breaking through William's study? No. Tunneling through the study? No.
Hmm. No, because it's the thief. It's the thief. Why was the thief in the hallway? The thief was doing something.
I don't know why they'd be tunneling. There's no holes.
It had to be sneaking.
Yeah. I said...
The manor?
Hmm.
Change it to the manor.
Yeah. But it said that specific area. The hallway leads to the bath. You can think of very little reason why the thief would be walking there, but there's another explanation for why they were at that specific location.
Events?
The air vents?
I don't know.
Thief was also sneaking through the air vents. That's the only reason why they would be there. But that would imply that the thief was as small as Eugene. Could it have been another familiar? And if so, why didn't Eugene notice them? Wait. I'm not sure if it's my waning intelligence or my desperation, but I collided with something that I didn't see there. He collided with something he didn't see. In other words, it was something that was invisible to him. And as a master of illusion magic, Beatrice is one of the few people at the ball who can cast invisibility. Beatrice would never trust anyone enough to work together like this. But she's completely blind. She wouldn't have much of a choice. Even so, she's not the type of person to trust her accomplice to stay quiet. She'd find a way to carry out a plan herself, and she'd only employ somebody else's help if they were full control of her.
She has a familiar.
If it's not a familiar, you don't think she did a second murder, do you?
Maybe.
Have you been approaching the situation incorrectly this entire time? Through the eye, you knew that Beatrice was involved somehow, but you just assumed that she was one part of a larger plot. The breaking of the glass and the casting of invisibility. Those were the elements that you knew she was involved, but it never really fit together. Not unless she was the one who pulling the strings the entire time. There's only one way she could be in control the entire time.
Find familiar.
But she doesn't have that. But she does have
We don't
this.
know she doesn't have that. We do know she has invisibility.
Yeah.
It's possible she has a familiar.
Let's try invisibility first. No, you've been underestimating Beatrice's role in what happened that night. Everyone assumed that Beatrice can perform actions due to her blindness, but there's one tool that she could have used to all of this. Wait. Well, warned by the creature, nah. I think that's gonna do blindness.
What's the other earring?
No, this one just says ears and vitality.
There's a blue. The blue one is her attorney badge, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why does it look exactly like the attorney badge?
I have no idea.
Try the familiar spell.
Could be. A couple of memories flood into your mind.
A familiar is a creature that a mage has formed a magical bond with. With the bond, our souls are forever connected. I can speak with him telepathically. I could even see through his eyes and cast my spells through him if I wanted to.
Really? I never knew a spell like that existed.
It's quite rare. Very few mages take the time to learn how to cast it.
Hi, I'm Tyrion Cuthbert. I'm Miss Tamura's ward. Extend your arm out to shake hers. She has an aristocratic air to her, so you hope you're not being too informal. Instead of taking your hand, she clasps her hands together and takes a deep breath. What? sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's a bit of a habit of mine. Oh. Nevertheless, she finally shakes your hand. I heard much about you, Mr. Cuthbert. My name is Beatrice. You didn't know that she was blind back then, so you barely even noticed it. But how did you know that you were holding out your hand? Well, do you have any other questions for me? If you're wrong about this, Beatrice will surely be acquitted. And after that, the Inquisition will turn their attention to Harold and Eugene. But there's only one way to know for sure. Your Honor, the prosecution has no further questions for the current witness. He is dismissed.
What?
I see.
You have something else planned, don't you?
Yeah. And I actually need your help.
Really?
You tell her about your plan.
Really? I feel like you're making some big assumptions here. Wouldn't the Inquisition check for something like that?
I know. It's the best play we have. Do you remember what Steelwind said yesterday?
But the moment the guards saw the body, one of them could cast Detect Magic. With that spell, they would have seen any invisible person hiding in this... Wait, you can use Detect Magic like that? Of course, it's standard procedure. Like all spells, invisibility leaves traces of magic on the person who's cast on. So mages can use Detect Magic in a way to see through invisibility.
If everything goes the way I think it will, you'll be able to confirm its location. Once you do that, I just need to reveal it to everybody.
Alright, I'll follow your lead then.
So, Mr. Cuthbert, how do we proceed? Your previous witness brought about more revelations than I could ever have guessed. However, you still haven't given a substantial explanation of how the murder occurred or who actually did it. I understand, Your Honor. But it will all make sense after I call my next witness. Another witness? I understand your hesitance, Your Honor, but everything that we've learned throughout the trials is finally coming together. And this final witness will tie it all together in a perfect knot. Your Honor, the prosecution calls Beatrice Frege to the stand.
Seriously, Cuthbert, you went to all that trouble to end up calling my client to the stand.
You and your client have the right to refuse, Miss Tamura. But I wonder how that will reflect on your client's character. Doesn't really matter, she's already standing here with Miss Tamura. You can carry out your plan regardless of what she decides to do. But it will have much more impact if you can bait her into lying on the stand.
My client says that she's willing to testify. However, we'd like to propose a short recess. With these new developments, I'm sure you can understand that we have much to discuss.
I see no reason not to grant the defense request.
Is this really okay? If we give her time to prep, then they might realize what we're doing.
I know, but I don't think we have anything to worry about. You've been building a psychological profile of Beatrice since the case began. Hard to read her expressions and emotions, even with the Eye of Horus. She keeps her guarded and keeps her true intentions unknown. She's powerful, more powerful than her father ever cared to admit. Despite this, he tried to control her and put her inside a cage. But Beatrice Frege would never live in a cage. She wanted freedom and control, and she would do whatever it took to get it. You sure the accident that blinded her didn't help things? But when everything was said and done, she abandoned everything. Her wealth, her status, her family. She could have waited. She could have gritted her teeth until her turn to lead House Frege. If she was willing, she could have secretly pushed her father past the gates of death herself. But she couldn't bear to live like that, even temporarily. You had no idea why this is how she chose to do that. Perhaps it had something to do with their meeting? But you know one thing. Beatrice Frege will never put herself in a position of vulnerability. If you endanger her freedom, she will make sure that she can see who she's up against. In the interest of giving the defense time to deliberate, we will be taking an extended recess. Court is adjourned.
Extended recess.
As you were exiting the courtroom, you seen Celeste to do some reconnaissance. It should be similar to when she scanned Valentina during the Nightgrave trial.
Tyrion.
Celeste, were you able to see it?
Yeah, it's definitely there, and it sits on her shoulder most of the time.
So she kept it close to her. That's good to know.
Looks kind of weird, though. But I've never used detect magic like this before.
Well, you doubt that someone like her would choose a conventional animal, especially for something like this.
Cuthbert!
Miss Tamora?
There's something I need to show you. Preferably alone.
Celeste gives you a concerned look, but you nod to show her it's okay. She moves to sit on the bench where she can keep an eye on Beatrice. Okay, lead the way.
Ooh, save time.
I need to use the bathroom, so...
I will go get something to drink then, while you're doing that.
Alright, we'll do Be Right Back screen then.
Yeah.
Bill, you ought to heal up.
Yeah.
Black and white.
Yeah, I'm black and white.
Let me heal you up.
Rock.
I'm sorry, but I found what I need right now. Oh, it's perfect because the Christina's going. Zeti, are you okay? Zeti, are you okay? Are you okay, Zeti? Zeti, are you okay? Zeti, are you okay? Are you okay, Zeti? Zeti, are you okay? Zeti, are you okay? Are you okay, Zeti? Zeti, are you okay? Zeti, are you okay? Are you okay, Zeti? Zeti, are you okay? Can you tell us that you're okay? When somebody scream, did you shoot the away? And then I went to your bedroom. You were struck down. You're screaming. Cynthia, are you okay? Cynthia, are you okay? Are you okay? Cynthia, are you okay? Cynthia, are you okay? Are you okay, Cynthia? Cynthia, are you okay? Cynthia, are you okay? Are you okay, Cynthia? You've been struck by a smooth sorcerer.
You sure are smooth.
And the best part is, this wasn't my idea. This was Jacques. They're about to contest the spot. Which means I may have to do the dumbest thing imaginable, and if it works, I'm gonna be laughing my ass off. Sharky blue, sharky blue. I'm a shark! Why did that work?
Okay. Alright, I'll go first because I've been friends with him for years. Jacques, ever since I met you at that theater program, you and I have been inseparable friends ever since. I remember, I know you told me earlier that you're getting your vtuber model, which I'm really excited for you to do that. I can't wait for us both to debut, and you're gonna go really far, and I know so because I know you, and I'm so glad that I have a friend like you in my life who has been with me, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because you've seen the ugly. So thank you, at the bottom of my heart.
I can't say. Hang on. Your friend wrote down. No, Xanthi, thank you for being an awesome friend to us. We never would have gotten where we are without you. You're an inspiration to all of us. Never forget that.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you, I'm gonna cry. give you a hug so bad right now.
What?
What can I say? Alright, so this time you didn't put anything in my head.
Well, no, I had to piss. I got something to drink.
Yeah, well, massive drinkings of water would do that to me, so.
Yeah, I
Shall
drank
we?
a lot of stuff today.
Alright. Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Miss Tamora leads you outside of the courthouse and into the city. Every time you ask her where she's taking you, she avoids answering your question.
All right, we're here.
You arrive at an empty alley in a frankly seedy part of the city. As Tamora approaches one of the derelict buildings, she meets with a large burly man who's guarding the back door. The man silently acknowledges her and steps aside to let her in. Miss Tamora, where are we going?
I'm sorry about this. I'm sure you're confused. But please trust me. I'll explain everything.
I don't like the looks of this.
Not a good sign.
Before you have a chance to ask for more information, she moves into the building. The man guarding the door looks at you expectantly. The entire situation doesn't sit right with you, but you still continue to follow her. Despite your recent disagreements, you know that you can trust her. As you head further into the building, you find yourself in a surprisingly well-furnished room. From how it looked outside, you would have never guessed that it would look like this. It's almost like a room that you encounter in a Frege manor. As you enter the room, you spot several mercenaries standing at various points in the room. Now, surprisingly, you see Eris standing at the end of the room. You give her a confused look, but she simply smiles and waves at you. Sitting at the desk next to her, you see a man with an eye patch. It looks like he's been expecting you. Oh, Tamora. Upon seeing you two, he cordially welcomes Miss Tamora before turning his attention to you. And you must be Tyrion. Tamora has told me a lot about you. I see, but who are you? I've been called many things over the years, but my favorite has always been the Eye Taker.
Hold up, I'm sending this character to
To who?
to Gian.
Wow. Wait, you gonna try and have him come over here? Look at this?
I'm just telling him it's him.
From the sounds of it, you've already heard of me. Mr. Tamara, what is this?
I.
My daughter Eris has told me all about your works prosecuting this case.
What?
She's his daughter? But I have to say, quite impressed. Getting a monkey to testify? I don't think even I can pull a grift like that. You're pretty much blown past my expectations. Why I... Get to the point. As soon as you interrupt him, you feel every person in the room tense up. You don't even need the eye to know that your interruption put them on edge. Relax, everybody. Kids will be kids. I'm a father myself, you know. Anyways, I'll get straight to the point. I have a certain interest in the outcome of this trial. What are you talking about? Little Lady Frege has been a client of ours for a long time. I've done quite a lot of favors for her, and the time has finally come for me to collect. Those debts that Steelwind mentioned. They've all belonged to me. But there's no need to worry. I know she's good for it. That is, if she can inherit House Frege. What? Tamora's a good attorney, even without my help. If she convicted, we could easily reduce her sentence by rubbing the right hands. But you see, there's this pesky Slayer rule. The thing is, Cuthbert, I need Beatrice Frege to be acquitted in the current trial. So that's what this is about. House Frege's gold? That's why you helped her murder William Frege? Please, my goals aren't nearly as short-sighted. I have big plans, not just for Beatrice, but for this entire kingdom. And I need House Frege for that. Just like you needed Justin Way.
So what are you trying to say? Tyron!
Ah, Justin. It's a real shame what happened to him. I'm not so innocent. He would have never tried to rob Dracogen if you didn't threaten him. Is that so? Do you think I just randomly showed up on his doorstep one day demanding gold? He was the one who came to me for help. I just told him to pay back what he owed. If he hadn't come to me, it would have been some other criminal. But that's beside the point. Enough about what I wanted from Justin. Let's talk about what I want from you. You want me to throw the case? I love this kid. I don't have to beat around the bush with this one. No one will doubt you, especially considering the amount of work you put into this already. You don't need to do anything. Just take a dive. Let someone else take the fall. No matter what happens, the court will blame someone for this. If it makes you feel better, I could assign Tomorrow to defend the old man and his monkey. That way everyone can come out unharmed. Everyone wins. Except for the fact that a murderer will be put in charge of House Frega. Please, as if there's any worse than the people in charge of the other noble houses. If you recall, there's already a murderer in charge of House Von Sanctus. It's not wrong.
Nope, not wrong.
They're all dirty. You've seen it, haven't you? They rig the system, they pay, threaten, and even kill to get their way. All we're doing is leveling the playing field.
And Tyron, please, just listen to him.
How can you just go along with this?
I told you a long time ago there were certain parts of my job I couldn't tell you about. Well, this is it. This is what we need to do to beat them.
Those rumors about you, they're all true, aren't they?
Uh-oh.
Forgery, bribery, blackmail, you're guilty of each and every one of them? And you used him to do it, all so you could keep winning? You blackmail Miramum, Miss Timora?
Oh, as if she would show pity on that spoiled princess.
A dreadful thought just entered your mind. Steelwind, she was attacked the day that Beatrice was arrested. Was that...
I didn't know that's what they were planning.
Rumors about Alcida?
What rumors? I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold up. Is me, the flat-out crash-out, the only one who's been, like, the most transparent?
Yes.
It's actually kind of fucked up when you think about it.
Perhaps.
Despite my confidence in Miss Tomora's skill, I'm afraid there was too much riding on this to leave to chance. You got to make your own luck if you want to beat the system. How could you? She almost died! We never expected her to strain her injuries like that. And we definitely didn't expect you to take her place. So believe me when I say that I'm being uncharacteristically reasonable right now. How could you even consider working with someone like him? Don't you think it's a little arrogant to judge her, Cuthbert? What? You talk about defending people as if you two are even close to being equals. But she doesn't have the luxury of looking into people's mind, now does she? You told him about the Eye of Horus?
I...
The future of magic is changing, kid. Like I said before, I have big plans for this kingdom, and I also have big plans for you. Do you think I would ever...
Tyron, stop. To be honest, I hate it as much as you do. But whether or not you like it, we need their help.
But this is...
Think about every client you defended. Think of Celeste. If you didn't have the Eye of Horus, what would have happened to her? If even one thing went differently, Pierce would have gotten away and Celeste would have been executed. You've been taking chances followed by your instincts, and that's worked for you so far. But what if it's not enough? What if the system is too corrupt for you to fight against next time? With the Eye Taker's help, you'll have to worry about that again. If I had accepted his help sooner, I could have saved your mother.
So what's it gonna be, kid? You already know about what happened to Steelwind, brat. So I don't need to tell you what will happen if you don't play ball.
Wait.
No. What? Maybe you're right. Maybe I can't always win against the nobilities unless I play dirty like they do. But this is wrong.
Tyrion.
I'm not going to compromise my principles, not even for you, Miss Tamora. I'm sorry to hear you say that, kid. I really am. With one motion of hand, every mercenary in the room draws their weapons.
Please, you don't have to do this.
Whatever conviction you had is slowly fading. You should have never entered this place. You knew something was off. There are about a dozen mercenaries here, and there's even more guarding the way out. You're nowhere near as physically strong as Celeste, but maybe you can make a break for it if you get lucky. No. Oh, that's you.
No.
Celeste? What the? How did you get in here?
My whole job is keeping this guy safe. Do you honestly think I just let you take him to an undisclosed location?
It doesn't matter. As if one girl will make a difference. Well, what are you waiting for? Is that really her? Upon seeing Celeste, the mercenaries cautiously step back. No one wants to make the first move. The monstrous aura. It has to be her. What the hell are you doing? You have her surrounded. Despite his command, no one takes a step forward.
Look, let's all just settle down and talk about this rationally.
Perhaps a different approach is warranted here, Father.
What?
Could I have the opportunity to speak with Mr. Cuthbert? I believe I can make him see things our way.
I'm sorry, sweetie, but I can't just... Huh?
Eh?
Well, you've never been wrong before. I'll leave them to you, love.
Shall we go, you two?
Celeste silently watches Ares with her sword drawn, but unlike the mercenaries, Ares seems unmoved. She merely walks past her and out the exit. You and Celeste exchange glances and follow towards her.
That was close.
I don't think I could have fought in that room while protecting you.
Does that mean she could have fought them if she were alone?
You two are really courageous to a fault, aren't you?
Ares, I appreciate you vouching for us, but I'm not changing my mind about this.
Oh, I'm well aware of that. Why do you think I intervened?
Oh, well, thank you?
Is this really okay? Won't your dad be mad?
I should be asking Tyrion that same question. You've seen your adopted mother's true colors and rejected them. How are you two gonna move forward?
She's not my...
Isn't she, though? She lost any right to deny it the moment she took you up to raise you.
She only did that because I asked her to. It wasn't her choice.
Oh, but it was. How old were you when your real mother was executed? 10 years old? Eurus. Back then you barely knew Tamora. It wouldn't have been a stretch to even call her a family friend. She was the adult in the situation, and what did she do? She fed your anger and hatred for the nobility instead of allowing you to process your grief healthily. Tamora took you away not only from your friends, and isolated you from society. She even homeschooled you, didn't she?
That's...
As a result, you never formed any other relationships. You made your first close friend at the age of 20, and she was your client. Don't you think that's a bit sad? She isolated you because she wanted to use you.
That's not true. That's why she...
From what I've seen today, you clearly have no idea who Timora is. Even with the Eye of Horus, you're clearly a terrible judge of character. Iris, you're going way too far. To save you from more heartache, let me give you one last piece of advice.
Iris leans in close and begins to whisper into your ear.
Do you honestly think Celeste will ever love you?
What?
I'm sure you understand now. Timora can only afford to pay her exorbitant salary because of my father. You've already burned that bridge, so where do you think the Crimson Demon will go after you can't afford her services anymore?
No, she's not.
With Flintheart dead, she has to worry about her mother. Do you think she has the luxury of playing around with you for free? Or did you actually think that she enjoys spending time with you? Aaron, you have to look at this rationally. Any support or affection that she's given you has only been to keep you as an employer.
You seem to know a lot about these things.
I had to do a lot of networking when I was a mercenary. Do you know how many times I had to charm a merchant into hiring me?
Why are you doing this?
Because I want to finally break you. I was just trying to keep you from getting hurt. Ooh. It may seem cruel, but you have to be realistic about these things. You trusted Timora and she betrayed you. Try not to make that same mistake twice.
Celeste didn't hear anything she said, but she seems to notice how it's affecting you.
Iris, that's enough. My apologies. I've been told that I've been too blunt sometimes. But I do hope you think about what I said. Anyway, the trial should be starting soon. We should make our way back to the courthouse. I'm genuinely curious to see how this trial ends. Hey, Tyrone, are you okay? What did she say to you?
She reaches for your hand, but you instinctively yank it away from hers.
Ooh. Tyrone?
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm okay, really.
Okay.
You can think about everything else later, but for now, you know what you need to do. You need to convict Beatrice Frege.
Yep.
Court is now resumed for the trial of Beatrice Frege. Is the defendant prepared to take the stand? Timora, I asked you a question. Is the defendant prepared or not?
She is, if the prosecution still wants to move forward with it.
The prosecution will be moving forward with this. Please bring in the witness. Do you still see it, Celeste?
Yeah, I see it there. Should I reveal it now?
No. Let's really make a point of it. Wait for my signal. Thank you for agreeing to take the stand, Miss Frege. Mr. Cuthbert? It is my understanding that you were with the two princes for most of the night. Yes, I was. Which is why I'm still quite confused as to why I'm being charged for this crime. Out of everyone there that night, I'd have thought my alibi was the most solid. That remains to be seen. Clearly. Anyways, since you still maintain your innocence, you'll have no problem going into detail about your supposed alibi. As you know, I was with the Crown Prince Aster and Prince Alarak for most of the ball. I went there after my meeting with my father, and I remained with them until I was arrested for his murder. Lord Steelwind and the Kingsguard kept watch over me for the entire night as well. I neither had the means or the opportunity to steal the sword of spell eating or break into my father's study to murder him. Objection! I didn't even touch anything.
Holy shit.
And that, Miss Frege, is where you're mistaken. You definitely had the means to commit both crimes while under the eye of everyone that night. The most effective tool an attorney has is revealing our contradictions as a witness testimony. It not only completely shatters your opponent's argument, it also makes the court doubt whether the witness is acting in good faith. Usually, you've used evidence to reveal contradictions like this. Now, Celeste.
Oboro.
Wait, what are you doing?
Ugh.
Is that an imp?
It's a fucking imp.
Your Honor, the witness testimony is clearly...
Oh my god, what the hell is that thing?
Turn to behind me.
A monster! It's a monster! Someone call the Inquisition, the Kingsguard, anyone! Your Honor, can you please restore order? He bitched out!
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I mean, okay, fair enough. I'm used to seeing imps, but to a normal person, no. Okay, Rena, do me a favor. I need you to get some salt. I'll get some water. I'm gonna have to get some lavender and a little bit of rosemary. Can you also see if you can find me a little bit of wolfsbane, okay?
I mean, I've got definitely lavender and all that other stuff already here. I literally grow plants.
Okay, I need you to put it into a pot. I'll get my hellfire started. We can make this real quick, and one of us got to throw it at him, okay?
Yeah, that thing's gotta go.
Okay. Chat, if you want to help us out here, start throwing shit in this pot, okay?
You don't fuck with imps, man.
No, definitely not. Oh, shit, we gotta continue this, bro. Your Honor? Okay, how am I gonna... You want to try this voice, or should I?
The old man fled out the back door the moment he saw me.
Seltro, we are not letting you bang this one. That doesn't even look remotely bangable.
No, it definitely does not look bangable. It can talk.
It's a demon, it must be. It's just like the legends say. Can we all just calm down?
Calm the fuck down.
It takes a while before you can get everybody in the room to settle down. Eventually, it was clear that the demon wasn't intent on harming anyone, at least not yet. The court ordered extra guards just in case, and you eventually was able to bring everyone back to the courtroom. Mr. Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this?
I don't know where it is. It's just a fucking imp.
Sorry, I didn't know it was, Actually, what are you? Are you a demon?
Oh, yes, I am a demon.
Demons actually exist? I thought they were only a legend. Your Honor, not only do demons exist, but the defendant has made one into her familiar. She's only blind in the literal sense. She's constantly looking through the eyes of her familiar to see.
And?
What do you mean, and? It's pretty obvious that the making a pact with a demon is incriminating by itself. We say that when technically half our friends are some form of demonic entity.
Some of our friends are demonic entities.
You know, we got a lot of weird friends now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, Poison is a succubus, Maddie's a succubus.
V's one.
Mm-hmm. Got a lot of succubuses.
Puppy's a eldritch horror, and does Nemu count? She's technically a tanuki.
I'm less scared of a tanuki than I am of a eldritch horror.
Really? Because Jolene.
as I said, I'm less scared of a Tanuki than an Eldritch Horror.
Mm.
Eldritch Horror is higher on the scale of things that terrify me.
Oh, okay. Ugh.
Tell me, Your Honor, do the laws of Wyverngard prohibit entering in accord with a demon?
They don't, but
Then my kind has committed no crime.
even so, I would really have preferred not revealing Myrnarath like that. Myrnarath? Is that your name?
It is what most people call me.
Fucking horrifying thing. Ugly little fucker.
Oy. Every time I ever see somebody have an imp as a familiar of some shape or form, I've just got to give them that side eye. Wait, what am I saying? I never saw anybody have an imp as a familiar. Till just now.
Yeah, it's a first for me too.
I suppose you have a point, Tamura. Having a demon as your familiar isn't technically illegal. However, that does prove that the defendant had a way to commit the murder, all while under the eye of everyone in the ballroom. She could have sent Myrnarath upstairs to the gallery and then had him steal the sword of spell eating. After that, they would just need to traverse the vents into William's study, just like Eugene did that night.
Flying rat. The fact that the familiar is a demon proves that she couldn't have done that.
What do you mean?
Oh, you saw how everyone reacted when they saw Maranos farm. A monkey may have raised some eyebrows, but surely someone would have reported if they had seen him.
Tamura, your client is a master of illusion magic. Can I assume that we'll find invisibility in her spell compendium?
You might.
And with that connection guaranteed by familiar bond, she could have casted a spell on him regardless of where each of them was.
I'll admit that my client does know how to cast invisibility. But your theory raises another question. Could my client continue casting it unnoticed?
Continue casting it?
You'll understand that once you go over the order of events that night. At an unknown time, someone sold the store spell eating from Haraldson's gallery. Due to the timing of this, I'll admit that it would be logically consistent if my client was the thief. However, sometime later, my client met with the Crown Prince and was watched closely by the King's Guard. From my witness accounts, including yours, we all know this happened at 12:45 a.m. And since this time, my client didn't leave the King's Guard's sight. It was around that time that William Frege retreated into the study and locked his door. He made a point of telling everyone that he didn't want to be disturbed.
Sorry, we still not gonna give her the fact that she had a fucking imp?
Oh no, I know. Then at 1:03 a.m., Lord Haraldson finally discovered the sword was stolen. He reported the theft to the Inquisition and activated the lockdown system. Shortly after the report, Lefay Frege tried to speak with her father about the theft. William Frege reiterated that he did not want to be disturbed. Lefay saw his face, and there weren't many traces of illusion directly on his body. This means that William Frege was alive at this time. Unbeknownst to everyone at the time, William Frege was attacked by the murderer at 3:12 a.m. This is confirmed not only by John Hughes' testimony, but also the autopsy report. Then at 3:26 a.m., the Kingsguard found the sword of spell eating in my client's old room. The Kingsguard tried to arrest my client for this, but the Crown Prince told them to stand down. Finally, at 3:36 a.m., the lit lockdown was lifted. John Hughes reported what I heard, and that's when the Inquisition and the Kingsguard discovered the body. The leak must have happened between 1:23, when it actually was reported. In order to keep Marineth concealed at every step, my client would have needed to keep invisible from 1:03 to 3:12 a.m. Not only that, she needed Marineth to wield the sword of spell eating to ignore the effects of the anti-magic field. That means he would have needed to be invisible for more than an hour.
What's your point?
My point is invisibility has a duration of 1 hour. I'll admit that my client could have cast invisibility before she met the Crown Prince. But if she wanted to keep Marineth invisible, she would have needed to recast the spell at some point at night. And as you know, my client could have done that during the night without the Kingsguard noticing.
Your logic makes sense. But that can only mean that the defendant refreshed the invisibility right in front of everyone watching. In front of the entire Kingsguard, the two princes and Lucille Steelwind? As unlikely as it is the only conclusion I can come to.
I had a feeling you'd say that, which is why we have a witness who can confirm Beatrice didn't perform any magic that night.
A witness?
Your Honor, the defense would like to call Prince Alaric to the stand.
I see. He would have certainly been close enough to notice the defendant casting magic. But wouldn't the Crown Prince testimony be more suitable?
Are you trying to say Prince Alaric was unqualified to give proper testimony, Your Honor?
Of course he's saying that. The kid's 7 years old. No, of course not. Is the prince ready to testify? Grow a spine, for God's sake.
Look at this little brat.
Thank you for coming, Prince Alaric. Could you please? You're gonna have fun. Go ahead.
What? Me? I don't do boy voices very well.
But this is a 7-year-old kid. You could probably do it better.
Yeah, but he's also a boy.
Alright, I better heighten up my voice.
Hold your tongue, knave. You will speak when you are spoken to.
Why do I always get the weirdo voices?
I don't know. I think the monkey was weirder.
Oh god, he sounds exactly like Miriam when he first met her.
Honestly, he behaves exactly how you would expect the Prince of the Rotten Kingdom to act. Aster is the odd one out of the situation. Makes you wonder what made him so down to earth. Your Highness. Mr. Cuthbert believes that the defendant used her magic while she was with you and the Crown Prince. I already gave my statement to the instigators. This man dares to question my testimony? Yes, he said it, not me. Wow, the judge didn't even think twice about throwing you under.
No,
Very
of course
well.
not.
If my testimony is required to strike down these redundant accusations, I will bestow it upon you. Redundant? Don't you mean ridiculous? Mr. Cuthbert, do not dare suppose what his highness really means. His boast must be shining from all that... Oh, his boots must be shining from all that licking you're doing. What was that? Nothing. You think Lady Frege cast magic in front of me? Don't be a serf. She was under the careful watch of the Kingsguard, my brother, and Lord Steelwind. We conversed the whole night, and I didn't see her cast any magic. She'd been through so much over the last few years, all because of her horrid father. She'd never do something like this. You and Lady Steelwind are just jealous. seems really convinced that he didn't see anything. You doubt that he's intentionally lying. Celeste, usually when you cast Detect Magic, I can see magical energies overlaying your eyes.
Yes, there's always a visible magic effect on the target when I cast a spell.
But Mirov was probably in another room. The Kingsguard wouldn't see the initial magic effect of invisibility.
Even if it wasn't a visible effect in that room, she would have still needed the incantation and perform the gesture with her hands.
Right, like how you would say Reperio Arcanum every time you scan a crime scene.
Don't shout it.
Anyway, she must have been doing an incantation and gesture at the same time during the night. Did she ever give an opportunity to conceal herself to do so? No, you know what it is?
Hmm?
When they describe her before she talks, she clasps her hands together.
Yeah.
Celeste, what do you usually need to cast a spell?
Honestly, there are a lot of things that I need to account for. Stamina and focus are a big part of it.
Assuming that she's in perfect condition, what's the bare minimum that she would need to do?
Well, she would have to focus her magic, say the incantation, and perform a gesture with her hands, all at the same time.
That does sound pretty conspicuous, but she must have hidden it somehow.
I definitely think you've got it right where she does the
Yeah,
clasping hands thing.
but I feel like with this, we're gonna actually have to press.
Well, yeah, probably.
Like, the kid's probably definitely not lying. He may be a jackass to us because he's a 7-year-old jackass, but I don't think he's really trying to lie.
Probably not.
You and Lady Steelwind are just jealous? If I recall correctly, you and your brother were with her until she was arrested for the murder. What did you speak about? She told us stories about what she did while she was away. She was researching something. I forgot what she said. Something about the occult? Do you mean the occult? Yes, that's it. She was researching ghosts and demons. Considering who her familiar is, her research must have paid off. Anyways, Your Highness, could you please add this to your testimony? If I must. She told me and her brother how the occult are a fascinating phenomenon. He probably meant don't be absurd, but there's not much to gain from correcting him. You think this idea is absurd, Your Highness, but the defendant was clearly good at keeping secrets. She could have easily concealed her actions at some point during the night. A brief moment to say the incantation and perform the gesture would have been all she needed. But I wasn't the only one watching her. The occult are a fascinating phenomenon. I didn't see... Wait a minute. Hold up a second, Brenna. He keeps messing up the words, remember?
Yeah.
I don't think the occult are a fascinating phenomenon would be something he gets straight. So let me just talk. Wouldn't saying the occult is a fascinating phenomenon be more grammatically correct?
Come on, Theron, don't be the one that corrects the other people's grammar.
Yeah, we all say things incongruently sometimes. You feel like he might be projecting a little. Okay, that didn't get any further. Okay, let's try this press. You're clearly sympathetic for her situation, but you must have only been a toddler when she left 5 years ago. My brother spoke of her a lot, and he told me all about her. I could tell from his face he was really sad when she ran away. Even if it's not romantic, Aster cares about her a lot. The prosecutor must have complicated feelings about that. Well, I can't speak for Miss Steelwind, but I'm just trying to get to the truth. Liar! You just hate her because she's a noble, don't you? Lord Von Sanctus told me all about you. You just want to lock nobles up because you're jealous of how much gold we have. So he speaks with Von Sanctus frequently. That actually explains a lot about his personality. We did actually talk about this part earlier. Wait a minute, I just thought of something. The occult are a fascinating phenomenon.
There it is.
Ah, culture.
Cast a spell. A mage needs to speak an incantation, but there's nothing that says that they can't say anything before or after it. Your Highness, according to your testimony, the defendant told you the cult are a fascinating phenomenon. Is that exactly what she said, word for word? Yes, the stories she told us are quite fascinating. They really struck a chord with me. I see. Well, even if they were interesting, your testimony proves that she did cast the invisibility spell that night. Are you deaf? I already told you. No one heard her say any incantations, nor did they see her perform any gestures. Unfortunately, your testimony proves the contrary. Beatrice Frege said an incantation and performed a gesture right in front of you, all without anyone even knowing it. What? Your Highness, there are two components required to cast invisibility. First, the caster must speak the incantation, Occulta, and clap both their hands together. As I'm sure you noticed, the defendant has a habit of clapping both her hands to calm herself. Now that I think about it, that habit must have come from constantly casting the spell. The defendant requires Murnef to see, so she must constantly cast invisibility to keep him invisible.
Cuthbert, you must have some explanation for how she hid the gesture. But she would still need to speak the incantation.
However, she did speak the incantation. The witness testimony proves it. What are you talking about? I never said that she spoke any incantations. Your Highness, the incantation for invisibility is Occult R. Now recall what you said in your testimony. She said the occult are a fascinating phenomenon. The pronunciations of that one phrase is identical to the incantation. I see, so she hid the incantation in her conversation. And because her target was a creature that was outside of the ballroom, no one saw the magical effect. That means that Myrnarev had the means to murder William Frege just as Eugene did.
Having the means is completely different from having done it, Cuthbert.
Very few people have the ability to shatter the display case to steal the sword of spell eating. And even fewer people have a familiar small enough to traverse the vents.
Which also makes Haraldson's familiar an equally likely suspect. And unlike my client's familiar, he's admitted to breaking into William's study that night.
If your client's familiar is truly innocent, then why not have him testify before the court?
Ooh.
I see. Well, it's not as if it's the first unprecedented witness we've had today. Is Marnaraf willing to testify, Miss Tamura? You see Tamura deliberating with Beatrice and Marnaraf. You can't hear what they're saying, but they're clearly in disagreement with each other. Marnaraf, in particular, seems to be the most vocal about his displeasure. Oh boy.
Your Honor, unfortunately Marinoth is unwilling to testify.
Why the change of heart?
My client's familiar may be a demon, but he's afforded the same right as any other post. He's not obligated to testify.
You look at Marnaref and he's grinding his very sharp teeth together. For some reason, he appears to be looking at you with intense hatred. Why are they being so secretive all of a sudden anyway? A witness can refuse to testify to avoid incriminating themselves, but a refusal to testify is suspicious in and of itself. Tamara had no issues with Beatrice taking a stand earlier, so why would she change her tune when it comes to Monaraf? And despite what she said, Monaraf seems like he disagrees with their decision the most. It's possible that he's the weakest link to the three of them, so he might be the key to implicating them.
And according to the legends, demons take a great pride in their ability to deceive and corrupt people.
You wonder. I see. Monaraf is well within his right to refuse, if that's what he truly wants.
It is.
Well, I suppose it is for the best. I doubt he'd be able to corroborate your story at all. Oh, he's hitting the ego.
Yep.
It'd be like if I call you a small-titted lady.
I mean, that's just not factual.
Nah, that's not gonna hit your ego. Monaraf grinds his teeth together. It sounds like metal grinding on metal. Considering his diminutive figure, I don't blame him for being a coward.
Ooh.
Mr. Cuthbert, could you please refrain from evoking the literal demon? Oh, it's fine, Your Honor. He can't do anything without his master's word. And between him and the defendant, it's clear that Beatrice is the brains of the operation.
You shut your filthy celestial mouth.
Marinoth, what are you doing?
I will not stand here and be insulted by a bloody Heavensborn.
Heavensborn?
I am still within my contract, and I will not flee like the likes of him. You want my testimony? I'll give you my goddamn testimony.
Objection.
Your Honor, my client does not consent to having their familiar testify.
Tamura, didn't you say earlier that Murderef is afforded the same rights as any other person? He has the right to refuse to testify, but only he can decide if he wants to exercise it. And he's clearly intent on giving it.
Oh.
So, Murderef, why don't you testify about what you're doing on the night of the murder?
Gladly. I provided sight to my keeper while she spoke with the princes. I'll admit that she did cast invisibility on me during the conversation. She needed to keep me hidden after all. But I never left the room where my master was.
You should not like this purple creature. It is
This is an
evil.
Impimatron. It's not worth it. Doesn't matter how purple it is. Also, it's gray, not purple. Like, there's only like one horn and it's purple there, but that's it.
It's got like a purple undertone.
Yeah.
Nor did I steal a sword of spell eating. You have nothing on me, Heavensborn. You don't even have proof I entered the Williams Frege study.
Do you honestly expect us to take your word for it? Or do you have any evidence to support your alibi?
I only speak the truth, Heavensborn. There were mages other than my keeper that could have stolen a sword. And by your own admission, none of your witnesses saw me that night of the murder. That one lacking evidence is you.
He has a point. You still need definitive proof that ties him to the murder.
The monkey bumped into him.
Yeah.
And he dropped the sword.
Why is he pausing so much? You're not seeing any thoughts through your eye, but perhaps you could try to interpret the meaning of the words. So like with the monkey, I gotta interpret.
Yep.
I admit she keeps doing the conversation, but I never left my room where the room where my master was. Nor did I steal the sort of spell eating. Maybe I gotta press first. And did your master leave the room while she was with the princess?
No, I'm sure you remember. My keeper is on the account for watch of Kingsguard and Lucio Steelwind.
And you're maintaining that you never left the ballroom?
As I said, I never left the room where my master was.
He has a habit of pausing before he responds to you, but it only happens sometimes. Is there a strange demon accent, or is it something else? Beatrice was one of the few mages present that could shatter the glass.
Yes, but being able to do something and actually do something are two different things.
He's right. You won't be able to convict Beatrice until you can connect Murderef to the murder. But you have a feeling he's the one that's going to give it to you. Why do you keep calling me that?
Oh, does the Heavensborn not know the nature of his blood?
Your blood? Could he be referring to your mother? Wait, do you know where my abilities come from?
Oh, how marvelous. You don't know, do you? If you make a pact with me, child, I can tell you the nature of your blood. And much, much more.
Mr. Cuthbert, please do not make deals with the devil in my courtroom. I wasn't planning to, Your Honor. Unless his name was Lucifer from that show. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
What? I like that Lucifer.
Oh, yeah. Don't judge me.
No, I'm not. I see it. Not interested, but I see it. It's the accent, and it's always the tell me what you desire that gets me.
He's hot.
He clearly knows something, but making a deal with a demon is just asking for trouble. He could also just be trying to distract you. You should stay on task.
He's definitely more direct than most witnesses.
Yeah, but he's still clearly lying. And there's something off about the way he's speaking. He pauses before saying certain statements. You need to interpret the statement that seems the most suspicious.
I think if you were able to hear the voice acting, you probably would have been able to pick up that he was doing that.
Yeah. But the one that gets me the most is, I never left the room where my master was. He keeps taking positive for certain statements, but not all of them. And more importantly, his word choice was different. Did he slip up? Murneref! It looks like you misspoke and used the wrong word.
What?
Through most of your testimony, you referred to Beatrice Frege as your keeper. But you referred to her as your master during one statement. Why is that? For the first time, he doesn't have a response. So I'll ask you again. Did you leave the ballroom that night?
I didn't leave the room where my master was.
He's using the word master again, even though you pointed it out. Why isn't he correcting it? Does that mean he's intentionally using that term? If so, why?
Master is not Beatrice.
Exactly. Okay, if you take his word at face value, and the master he's referring to isn't Beatrice, and if Beatrice isn't his master, then the statement, I never left the room where my master, would technically be true. But why even bother making that distinction? He clearly has no moral hang-ups about committing murder. He could have less lied. Demons apparently pride themselves on tricking and corrupting humans, so why wouldn't he just lie to the test someone? They're not able to lie. No, it can't be. Demons are clearly different from humans, but would they seriously have a limitation like that? It would explain why Tamora and Beatrice were so opposed to having him testify. There's only one way to know for sure. Witness, can you repeat the following statement for me? Tyrone Cuthbert's hair is green. Uh-oh.
What kind of ridiculous request is that?
Another pause. I'm afraid I must agree, Mr. Cuthbert. Please do not waste our time. I'm just conducting a little experiment, Your Honor, so I'll ask you again, Manaref. Say the following phrase.
Make me think of Big Fat Liar.
Yeah. Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is green.
Your Honor, Cuthbert is clearly making trivial requests to stall for time. His request is not worth a response from the witness.
That's not what I'm doing, Tamora, and I think you know that. Monaref, we truly don't know much about demons aside from the stories told in myths. So is it possible that demons are physically unable to lie?
Damn it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but that seems quite ridiculous. Why wouldn't the witness be capable of lying? I genuinely don't know, Your Honor, but his testimony speaks for itself. He can easily refute it by granting my request. Say Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is green, witness!
You said it yourself. Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is green.
That's not what I asked for, witness. Repeat the statement I told you, word for word, nothing after or before it.
Your Honor, the prosecution's argument is absurd. The witness is not obligated to fill such an outrageous request.
I might be compelled to agree with you, Miss Tamora. If the witness wasn't clearly avoiding the fulfilling the request, well, we're all waiting, Monaref. You can easily prove me wrong by repeating my statement plainly.
You filthy heavens born.
Say it, Monaref.
Tyrion Cuthbert's. Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is. Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is. Blood.
Technically, it's a dirty blonde.
Oh, shut up.
Is Mr. Cuthbert correct, Monoriff? Are you actually unable to lie? I think his silence speaks for itself, Your Honor. Remarkable. I would have never imagined. And with that, proving my case becomes a much simpler matter. Monoriff, did you murder William Frege? I'm sure you understand, witness. Under these circumstances, staying silent is basically an admission of guilt. You have no reason to stay quiet, Monoriff. Tell him the truth.
Lady Beatrice, what are you?
I believe it's time to come clean, don't you, Monoriff?
I see. So that's your play.
Don't think you can just stall for time, Miss Frege. Monoriff has no choice but to answer the question. Do it, Monoriff. Tell the court the truth.
To answer your question, yes. I did murder William Frege.
Oh, what are you doing?
Miss Frege, does that mean you were confessing to the murder? Oh, Your Honor, I'm not admitting to anything. This confession comes from Monoriff himself. But your own familiar just... Let me ask you a question, Monoriff. Did I order you to murder my father?
No, you did not, Lady Beatrice.
Huh? What are you talking about? You're lying, aren't you? Demons are physically unable to lie, Mr. Cuthbert. Damn it, she's right. She must have done something. Did she plan for this? She must have arranged things so the statement would be technically true. She could have asked someone else to give the order, or she could have just implied it. Either way, she could just plead ignorance and blame everything on Monoriff. Still, this isn't over. Oh, is that so?
Oh.
Yeah, it's possible, Amatron. Let me tell you, the trial was over the moment Arya turned her blade against me. I don't care who you are, man, king, or demon, I'm not going to get away with this. Oh, I do love the gravitas behind this, but I wonder how long it will last. Hit me with your best shot, Heavensborn. Beatrice Frege, you may have not technically ordered your father's murder, but you clearly are acting with malice. You brought something dangerous to the manor, something that you knew would harm your father. Oh, really? And what would that be? What was so dangerous that it implies lethal intent? I want to save during these, but I don't know where the save button is.
Don't know.
What does she bring in to have murderous intent?
The demon?
I doubt it. Maybe you're right. I didn't bring anything dangerous to the manor.
The demon is dangerous, technically.
Might be true. You brought Monoriff into Frege Manor that night. You were clearly planning to murder your father from the start. Huh, I require Monoriff to see. That does not apply lethal intent. But you brought a demon into the house, and as a result, your father was killed. That's hardly an innocent mistake.
My client specifically asked her for father, if familiars were allowed. We even received a written legal confirmation beforehand.
But he couldn't possibly have expected her to bring a demon.
He didn't specify not to do this. The presence of Marnoth does not break any of his rules, nor any laws that was made by the kingdom.
Right you are, Tamara. I can hardly be blamed if my familiar asks about my knowledge. How can you be blameless in Marnoraf's action? He's your familiar!
By that? Yes, you.
Oh, by that same logic, shouldn't we also blame Lord Harrelson for the actions of his pet monkey? If I recall, he broke into the study, tampered with the crime scene, and then left my father's body without reporting it. That's... Marnoraf and Eugene are intelligent and sentient creatures, and they have their own autonomy. Their keepers aren't legally responsible for their actions. Damn it, she's playing devil's advocate. But you're supposed to not... That's fitting for her. But you still cast the visibility to keep Marnoraf under the hidden of the night. Mr. Cuthbert, I always cast invisibility of Marnoraf. I can't very well let people see him. Face it, Mr. Cuthbert, you have nothing on me. Every crime related to the murder was committed by Marnoraf. Is it, though?
Getting us breaking for the sword.
Do you mean this one?
No. She said every crime that was committed tonight was committed by Marnoth, not her, right? What was her specific wording?
I did not commit any crimes during the Lord's Ball. What about the sword?
Yeah, the sword case was broken into.
Yeah. Beatrice, Marnoraf require your magic to break the wards guarding the sword of spell eating. You may not be able to explain why you cast. You may be able to explain why you cast invisibility that night, but you can't explain why you are casting an evocation spell powerful enough to shatter that display case. All that I almost forgotten. I plead guilty. What? To the charge of grand theft. I ordered Marnoraf to help me steal that artifact so I could sell it on the black market. I would have never imagined that he used it to murder my father. Right, it doesn't matter if she's found guilty of stealing the sword. The Slayer rule only takes effect if she's found responsible for her father's death. Damn it, is there seriously nothing you can do? No, it's not really good to...
So here's the thing, though. The demon is also going to... The demon doesn't like to, The demon has pride.
Yeah. I don't think threatening would work, though.
What does appeal and threaten do?
Marnoraf, it's not too late. You can still do the right thing. You know that demons don't care about that. Marnoraf, the sentence for first-degree murder is death. Are you willing to die for your keeper's crimes?
Yeah, threaten it.
Marnoraf, the sentence for first-degree murder is death. Are you really willing to die for your keeper's crimes?
Oh, you stupid Heavensborn. Demons never truly die. When our bodies are destroyed, we return to the abyssal hells.
Hell?
If I were to die in accordance with your laws, I'd only return to the plane unharmed.
What?
Even if I could die, a fate much worse than death awaits me if I fail.
She's looking at him like she just said something he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
Ugh, those three are a pain to argue against when they're together. You can't break Beatrice's confidence at all. So, do you have anything else, Mr. Cuthbert? I didn't think so. Your Honor, it appears we found the true culprit. I can't believe you killed my father, Marnoraf. I'm so cross with you.
I should give my apologies. I won't do it again.
Don't worry, I forgive you.
Yeah, he can't do it again because he's dead. Who's gonna resurrect her father and then murder him again?
Probably me if he was that much of a douchebag.
Oh boy.
Now then, is there any reason why this trial hasn't ended already, Your Honor?
on, don't you have anything else?
There is one thing.
Damn it, not again.
Oh, is that all you can do now? Glare at me?
What?
Mer.
Murdereth, what did you just do? I've been watching him. Oh, that's you.
I've been watching him. He's been using an old celestial trick. But it's weak. Your divine gaze won't work here, Heaven's Born.
You!
It looks like that was your last piece, Cuthbert.
No, this can't be how it ends. Not after you come this far.
What is it you like to say in these situations? Checkmate, Cuthbert.
Shit. Well, I
It
have
probably is something as stupid as that she didn't say murder, but she said kill.
Well, I have to say that was one of the more eventful trials I've ever seen. It was many things, if not enlightening, but I suppose it all ended the same. Come on, think of something, anything. While I find the defendant's action quite suspect, I must agree with their argument. Aside from the theft of Lord Harrelson's exhibit, none of Frega's actions that night are illegal under Wivengard law. And there's no proof that the defendant is responsible for a familiar action. With these revelations, I see no room to debate. I will be taking a brief recess to announce my verdict once we resume. Damn it, is this seriously how it's gonna end? After everything you've gone through to get here? The world is bleak, merciless, and unforgiving. But I've seen you. I know how bright the light within you is. Use my eyes, peer beyond the divine gate as I once did. Murderer calls you Heaven's Born, and your murder told you that there's a light within you. You have no idea what that means. What even is the divine gate? Why do you have the eye of Horus? Why are you able to read people's mind? You've been so lost lately, but you thought you finally figured out who you were supposed to be. But all this, everything you've been working towards was all a lie? You spent your life trying to be like Miss Tamora, but is she even like her? No, she's just wanted to raise you into a tool for the Eye Taker. She was never your guardian. She was never your mother. Your real mother died years ago. Was Iris right? Is everything in your life just trying to use you? Looking back on it, you've had no idea what to do with yourself since your mother died. You've just been making mistake after mistake, leaving Honorex, trusting Tamora, becoming an attorney. You've always just done as you're told. You never once made a path for yourself. But you saved Celeste and Wallace and Dracogen, all when no one else would stand up for them. Was helping them a mistake? You fought for a dream that didn't exist, but that doesn't mean you can't make it real. It's true that you followed Tamora's lead, but you've always done what you thought was right above anything else. You wouldn't have stood up for a criminal if you truly didn't know right from wrong. And you wouldn't be standing here if you just did as you're told. Right, what do I do? I'm not going to tell you that. You already know the answer. You always know the answer. Take a deep breath, relax your thoughts. Situations can seem hopeless sometimes, but there's always a way to win in the end. No matter what you do, proof one fact. How to order it. Evidence.
Well, that's not it.
Physical evidence that contracts Beatrice. In order to convict Beatrice, I need to prove that she was responsible for Murderous actions. People leave trails even when they think they committed the perfect crime. Something always gets left behind. It has to be something that proves Beatrice gave Murdereth the order. Beatrice's relationship with Murdereth is clearly different than a relationship between two humans. There's a specific way the relationship works. No.
It's a pact?
A pack? There's a specific way the relationship works, or their pack as Murderer calls it. Wasn't there something that someone said? But what was it?
Marinus did. Right? Or Haroldson did?
I think it was Harrelson. Oh, right. The sort of spell eating is said to have been forged using a pact between the demon and the mage.
Isn't making pact with the demon just asking for trouble? He'd definitely betray you at first chance they got.
Well, legends say that demons often drafted blood contracts for this reason.
Wait, do you mean like legally binding document?
The concept is similar, but once you sign a blood contract, both you and the demon are magically compelled to fulfill its terms.
That's right. Beatrice must have made a bond contract with him. A legally binding document that must describe how the relationship works. LaFay did tell you that Beatrice would never trust someone that she couldn't control. So she would only put herself in a situation where she had full control over Marina's actions. But it's not as if they ever show it to me. It would be a tall order to prove the blood contract even exists. I guess you have a point, but if you ask me, I think you've done a wonderful job so far. So just this once, let me guide you the rest of the way. What? Tyrion, your eyes don't actually read minds. They give you the means to reveal the truths that are being concealed. You can pull the truth out of anyone and anything. The truth? So say it together with me. Manareth, dweller of Avernus.
What are you doing?
By the eye of Horus, I issue upon the divine edict. Release thy guards and manifest your blood contract with Beatrice Frege. There it is. It's about 50 pages long. Luckily, you somehow know the excerpts of the exact section you need. Marinef is prohibited from killing or injuring any and all humans. Beatrice Frege can designate individuals that are exempt from this rule, and exempted individuals will only remain so for 24 hours, and that Marinef cannot harm them unless told otherwise. You did it, but how? Was that really your... No, that's not important right now. She gave you what you needed. The rest is up to you.
What in the hell was that?
You, when did you learn to?
Mr. Cuthbert, what just happened? Your Honor, I just made the witness manifest their blood contract. You did what? Blood contract? You can think of it as a legally binding document. It lays out the terms of the pact between Beatrice Frege and her familiar.
Oh.
Incredible! Where did you learn how to do such a thing? The library. Wow, to think that our kingdom has access to such knowledge.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. How did you really find out how to do that?
It's a long story. I'm not sure if she'd believe you even if you told her. Anyways, the defense's argument is such. Manaref was acting alone and the defendant is not to blame for his actions that night. However, take a look at page 7 of the blood contract. Yeah, the magic internet, Amatron. It specifies that Manaref is prohibited from killing any and all humans. There's only one scenario where he can do so, and that is when Beatrice Frege designates somebody to be exempt from this rule. You! Beatrice Frege, you didn't directly order Manaref to kill your father, but you implied it by telling Manaref that he could kill him. Not only that, you did so within 24 hours of the Lord's Ball. Your intent was clear. You brought Manaref into Frege Manor with full knowledge that he could, and would kill William Frege. And that is checkmate. And just when I thought surprises were over. But in the end, we arrived at the truth. I suppose I can't disagree with that. What do you have to say for yourself, Lady Frege? Don't call me that! It's almost funny that you hate your name that much. Your entire plan depending on you claiming the Frege estate. Do you have any idea what you just cost me? Everything has been ruined because of you! Why should I care? You're just another noble trying to steal power for yourself. Don't you dare lump me together with those tyrants! We wouldn't have just liberated House Frege. We would have liberated everyone! Miriam, LaFay, Aria, even Aster! Our system is broken. The only way we can fix it is by burning it down from the inside. As long as King Oliver sits on the throne, the suffering will only continue. Lady Freyga? As the prosecutor, I should warn you. You don't want to add treason to your list of crimes. Even though you'd like to see the king ousted as much as she does. Doesn't matter, I'm done either way.
Once more, look at page 46 of the blood contract.
By accepting this pact, Beatrice Freyga forever binds her soul into the abyssal hells. If Beatrice Freyga fails to pay her debt by claiming House Freyga and all of its assets, her soul and her mind and her life will be claimed by the Empress of Discord? The contract goes on to name several parts of House Freyga's holding. There's very little room for ambiguity. Arya was almost right. She just jumped to the wrong conclusion. My debts were never to the Eye Taker. They were to the abyssal hells. Why would you agree to something like that? Because I miscalculated. Does this folder are records of the many plots against House Steelwind and the Crown? It would be a shame if this information fell into their hands. You think this feeble attempt at blackmail will frighten me? I've dealt with far more formidable adversaries than you. There's nothing I can't solve with House Freyga's resources. What are you talking about? Lucio Steelwood isn't the type of person you could just buy. It's clear your time away has taught you nothing. Everyone can be bought. Before I left, he controlled every aspect of my life. I saw him as the unsolvable tyrannical force. But I never even considered one possibility. That William Freyga was a sheltered moron. You honestly thought he could pay off Lucio Steelwind? Anyone who's met him would know that would never work. I could have sent him this information to the Steelwing and the King, but I was running out of time. I needed to inherit the house as soon as I could. I felt trapped. I felt angry. I just wanted something to change. Something about this feels wrong. Something deep inside you is crying out in anger. A blood contract is still a legal contract, isn't it? What? If it's a contract, we can dispute it. You can find some kind of loophole to get you out of it. What? Oh, that's you.
Trying to redeem an enemy you just defended. You really are Heavensborn.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I won't accept your help. What? Why? We can at least try, right? Did you seriously come this far just so you could die?
To dispute a blood contract is to bet on your own soul. If you fail to render it null, your soul will be dragged to hell alongside hers. Even your divine blood won't save you from that fate.
But still, I just can't... You beat me, Mr. Cuthbert. I don't want to drag anyone else down with me anymore. Not you, not LaFay, not Miriam. Despite everything, I still have my dignity. I believe there's no further need to prolong this trial. Bailiff, please escort Lady Freyga and her familiar to a holding cell. I'll be passing my verdict shortly.
Whew. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, as okay as I can be. Still feel uneasy about how things turned out. It doesn't feel quite like the victory you were hoping for. You fought against the demons and you can't help but feel like you lost. Rena?
Cuthbert, we need to talk. What's done is done, but the boss isn't going to take kindly to what we've done today. I know it's a long shot, but maybe if you talk to him, he'll...
No.
Cuthbert, this is serious. He's going to send people after you. Dangerous people, you can't just ignore this.
How old were you when your real mother executed? 10 years old? Taimur was an adult in that situation, and what did she do? She fed you with anger and hatred for the nobility instead of allowing you to process and grief healthfully. Taimur took you away from the only thing that isolated you from society. As a result, you never formed any other relationships. She isolated you because she wanted to use you.
Please just listen to me and...
Shut up.
Aaron.
How could you do this? How could you work with criminals?
Cuthbert,
Everything you told me, all those ideals about protecting the weak, it was all a lie? Everything Commander White said about you was true, isn't it?
I'm just going to.
I don't want your help. As you yell at her, your voice echoes through the lobby. Several of the people nearby turn silent. I gave up everything for you. My childhood, my home, my happiness. I left it all behind to chase the idea that you told me you were fighting for. But it was never real, was it? You made me throw away everything. All for a goddamn lie.
Ooh.
But I'll make it real. And I'll do it without you.
Entire night.
As she reaches her hand out to you, you step away from her. You never cared about me, did you? All you cared about was using the Eye of Horus.
That's not...
Shut up. I don't want to hear any more of your damn lies. Go away. Get the hell away from me. I never want to see you again. Without a word, she walks away from you.
Tyrion.
She reaches out her hand to hold yours again, but she hesitates this time.
Do you honestly think Celeste will ever love you? I'm sure you understand now. Tamora can only afford to pay her exorbitant salary because of my father. You already burned that bridge, so where do you think the Crimson Demon will get when she can't afford your services anymore? Do you think she has the luxury of playing around with you for free? Or did you actually think that she enjoyed spending time with you? Tyrion, you have to look at these rationally. Any support or affection that she's given you's only been up for an employer.
No.
What?
Can't believe it. How did you?
I can't believe it. We actually won. Tara and I.
Celeste, there's no way for you to avoid checkmate next turn. Just surrender.
There. What about that?
Checkmate.
Damn it. You've been acting weird since we've arrived in Aronox. Does it have something to do with your mother? Please just talk to me. I'm your friend, aren't I?
Hands are trembling, but why are you scared right now? You feel Celeste holding your trembling hands from behind you. It's the same sensation you felt back then. Your anxiety fades and you take a deep breath. I'm not going to do that, Miss Tamora. She hesitates to hold your hand. You reach out and grasp it. She smiles as you take hold of it, and she seems glad you didn't pull away this time. Without thinking, you pull her into a hug. Sorry, I just really needed this right now. Should I stop?
No, I just... People are staring at us.
Who cares what they think? They're nobles. They're going to hate us no matter what we do. Still unsure what you're going to do next. Perhaps you don't need to, even if tomorrow's idea was awry. Hey Celeste, there's been something I've been wanting to tell you about.
What is it?
It's hard to explain, really. I don't even know where to begin. But it's about an alibi I have. Oh, an ability I have.
Alibi.
I call it the Eye of Horus. Even if the idea was a lie, you have the power to make it real. And even if you can't trust Tamora anymore, you have people in your life that you can trust.
Alright.
We finished it.
We finished it. I'm gonna be taking a break.
Yeah, you gotta focus on your re-debut coming up very soon.
Yeah, I got a lot of work to finish.
Ah, yeah. Well, thank you all, chat, for joining us for this episode of Mischief Monday with the Arcane Attorney. Ah, man.
It was fun. It was good. I was not expecting some of this.
Yeah. So I got like two options. We got the same person who's doing more Ace Investigation, but they're like really deep in.
I mean, I'll just not have... I just can't watch. So that's fine if you want to do that.
Alright. We'll go raid them in again.
Yeah. Alright, bye-bye.
Anything else you want to say before we call it for today?
Please come to my debut. I'm working really, really hard.
Yeah, and I've been avoiding spoilers, so I don't want any spoiling for me. If you do, I will literally throw a fireball right in your ass.
He wants to enjoy it
Blind.
first person,
Yeah.
blind.
Exactly. Okay, everybody. Bye.
Bye.